Can you hear me?
Great.
Unfortunately, you can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. They were going to boost your sound a little bit. I don't know if they're still going to do that or not. One thing, hang on to your meal ticket. I mean, that's the freebie. Get out of. I'll run over at halftime and get my grub. Who is that? It's too bad. We are Kelso. I didn't have one.
That's it. Thank you. Oh, look at the headbands.
It's because they're all bald, Holdy.
Are you going to save that? That's what we got to start out the road to the dome with. Thank you. The all white against the all blue. Say Seattle. From Seattle's KingDome. Sedro Woolley Cubs, the team that runs the ball. I'm so excited. Crap my pants. I'm pumped.
That's my profession.
I'm doing the best I can, man. La da. The game that people have been waiting for. They look impressive, Sedro Wooley. Juni's not tough.
Now they're using their, this is our camera.
Tying them together, huh? There they go with that halfback out of the backfield. Well, that's Corthius. Mr. Ed Lalane in the program. Eddie Munster. Eddie's a good football coach. Do you see shoe on there? I thought it was H-O-C-H. Okay.
I'm Jim Barner with Gary Holdy. and we are here to bring you KLTV's final edition of the 1983 season of Highlander football. So far this season, we've been to Schroeder Field in Kelso, traveled to Camas, traveled to Prairie, and traveled to Chehalis. But tonight, we're in the KingDome in Seattle, Washington, to bring you the final Washington AA State Championship game between the Kelso Hilanders and the Sedro Woolley Cubs. And Gary, it's an exciting game. It's going to be.
I've seen a big sign out there that says the truck stop is here, so we're going to hope they play like they played last week and keep that intensity up, Jimmy.
Gary and myself have been here the entire day. We've seen the B8-man game, the B11, the single A game. So we've seen some good football, and we expect to see the best game of the night coming up here in just a few minutes between Sedro Woolley and Kelso. And I don't know you, Gary, but I've got jitters myself, and I know the players do.
Well, to tell you the truth, Jimmy, like you said, we've been here all day, and we were both getting kind of tired, but when we saw the blue and gold start to roll in, I tell you what, I just got excited. And I was talking with Doug Yorty earlier. They are ready, and they are pumped, and they've got the jitters too, but they just got to get the job done tonight.
Sedro Woolley, if you want to talk about their attack as far offensively, they're basically a running team. They've only thrown the ball, I believe, 17 times all year. 2 touchdowns through the air. Other than that, it's been strictly by the run.
Well, they love to run the football, and that's where Kelso's strength in the defense lies, so we'll see what happens tonight. But don't totally rule out the pass. I'm sure they're going to try to surprise the Highlanders with a little bit of trickery.
Sedro Woolley's main man is Bob Halverson. He's a 5'10 senior, 185-pounder. And coming into tonight's game, he has over 1,700 yards rushing, and he scored, I believe, 19 touchdowns. So he's, he's the kind of guy that's either going to hammer him at you, pound it out. All right, we're going to go down to the field for tonight's introductions. And our field announcer is Gordon Darby.
Scott Olin. At left tackle, number 75, Chris Walker. At center, number 56, Lawrence Shue. At tight end, number 80, Tom Gordon. The running back, number 35, Tom Napier. And the quarterback, number 11, Mike Giles. The head coach is Mr. Ed Lanwar. His assistant coaches and the rest of the Kelso High School Highlanders.
So there's a look at the Kelso Highlanders just before the start of tonight's game. Now the introductions for Sedro Woolley.
At guard, number 62, Rob Piercy. At guard, number 65, Scott Dills. And number 60, tackle, Kevin Peterson. The other tackle, number 76, Steve Webster. Tight end, number 89, Steve Lovis. The other tight end, number 81, Mike Morgan. Left halfback, number 37, Carl Army. Co-captain, number 24, right halfback, David Reeves. Co-captain, fullback, number 27, Bob Halverson. And the quarterback, co-captain, number 1, Greg Cheever. Here is the defensive starting lineup. The nose guard, number 64, Dan Edwards. The tackle, number 77, Gary Koski. The other tackle, number 57, Scott Peruzic. Tackle, number 70, John Warchow. The linebacker, number 22, Tom Janicki. Number 6, linebacker, Paul Nelson. Number 56, linebacker, John Simmons. head coach is Mark Hester, and his assistant coaches and the rest of the Sedro Wooley Cubs.
Well, there's the starting lineups for tonight's game. Gary and myself would like to thank, along with KLTV, the sponsors that have made tonight's game possible. And I've got quite a list of them here. So I guess I'll start reading them off. Gary's the one that's mainly responsible for going out in the community and help raising this sponsorship. Billy Scroggins of King Century 21 Realty, Clary Chevrolet, Searing Electric, Pocket Full of Fashion, Cliffs Hilltop Market, Highlander Bowl, Leonard Trucking, Skate World, Tollycraft, Arnold's, Farrell Lumber, Faith Temple Daycare, Taft Logging, Hamer Electric, the Downtown Pan Company, Natural Image, Emerson's J&J Trophies, Peter's Restaurant, Twin City Plumbing, LP&H, Kelso Old National Bank, Ton on a Bun, and the Locker Room. And without those people, this wouldn't be possible. So
we'd also like to thank those that I contacted that couldn't do it because of financial reasons. We just appreciate the fact that they were very kind and very cordial with us when we talked with them.
Well, we're ready to get underway. Spieth kicks the ball off for Kelso. It's going to be fielded by number 25, McIntyre, and he's going to be hit at the 13-yard line. David Crane, along with Scott Ham, in on the tackle. So right off the bat, Sedro Wooley is going to be pinned back deep inside their 15-yard line. In fact, inside the 13 at the 12.5, 1st and 10 Cubs.
And once again, we see the good coverage by the special teams. The Highlanders have been famous for that all year. They've done a good job, and David Crane was down there awful quick.
Assistant coach John Hunt on the sideline.
He's a pacer. He'll be up and down that chalk all night.
1st and 10, Sedro Wooley just underway. 11:34 remaining in the first quarter. Ball is given on the play fake, wide open. The ball is complete up to the 46-yard line. On the reception, number 24, David Reeves. And there's a look at the play fake right there. I went for the fake, and so did the Kelso defensive backs, and he was wide open. Reeves was wide open at about the 40-yard line. Finally brought down just across the 45.
By Kevin Corthy, and they've got to watch that. Like we said earlier, they're not going to just run the ball all night. They're going to come out throwing, too, and put some surprises in that offense.
1st and 10, Sedro Wooley. Ball is given to Carl Army. And Army is across midfield down to the Highlander 46-yard line. A gain of 8. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2.
Sedro runs out of that full house backfield, sometimes called the T, and they do a good job. There's a lot of mixing up, and there's a lot of confusion up front there, and that's what they try to get those Highlander defensive men to go for, and that quarterback's doing a great job of making some good fakes.
The man to watch is number 27, Bob Halverson. He, again, is the running back with over 1,700 yards this season. They're going to fake it to Halverson. The ball is given to number 37, Carl Army again. He's got a 1st down inside the Highlander 40-yard line down to the 38. So right now, everything's Sedro Wooley. They're marching right through there.
There we see the handoff right there, and right up the middle, there's a big hole, and he does a good job, puts his head down and gets a big gain. And Kelso's got to do some changes up front. They've got to start staying home and get those responsibilities that they've been given in practice all week and get the job done.
Selleck was the tackler for the Highlanders. 1st and 10 Cubs. Again, misdirection. The ball was given to number 24, David Reeves, the 5'11 senior. And he picks up 2 yards, 2nd down and 8.
You see the fake to 2 guys. They pull a guard and a tackle across over to the left side, and Kelso does a good job of snuffing that one out.
Mitchell and Radcliffe in on the tackle.
those linebackers are going to have to get in there and fill some of those holes, and they're quick and they're good and they're going to do a job tonight.
It's been a while since we've seen the full house T backfield. Ball again given straight ahead to the first man, Halverson. Halverson's going to be close to the first down. It will be 3rd down and short, make it 3rd and 1.
I tell you, there's so much faking going on down there that from our vantage point, it's really tough to see who's got the ball. Also, from where we're at, there's a good look at the Highlander cheerleaders, but also from where we're at, it's tough to see the numbers, so we'll do our best.
9:05 remaining in the first quarter. We are scoreless from the KingDome in Seattle with the state AA championship game between Kelso and Sedro Woolley. Ball given to number 37, Carl Army. And Army bangs down across the 25 to the 24 for the first down. Here's a good look at that misdirection. Fake to Halverson, they give it to Army. A few missed tackles, finally brought down by number 72, Mike Dunn.
See all kinds of misdirection in there. They got guys pulling every which way. The linemen are pulling. They've got backs going every which way, and the Highlanders just are a little bit confused right now.
1st and 10, Sedro Woolley. Not much room on the left-hand side. Dunn along with Radcliffe and Webb and Greg Mitchell in on the tackle. The ball carrier, David Reeves. Reeves will pick up 3, 2nd down and 7.
Again, there's a fake, and they hand the ball off to number 24 right up the middle, and not a lot there. The linebackers do a good job of filling the holes.
Second down and 7 for Sedro Woolley in the all-blue uniforms. Kelso appears to be offsides.
They got to eliminate those mistakes. In order for the Highlanders to win tonight, they're going to have to eliminate some mistakes. Last week was tremendous, and they had that great intensity, but they can't afford to fumble. They can't afford to throw the ball away, and penalties will hurt them, especially down here deep in their own territory where Sedro Woolley's got a good drive going.
Before the game, you had an interesting comment, Gary, about Sedro Woolley as far as their type of offense if they were down.
Well, it's tough for Sedro Woolley if they get down to come from behind because their offense takes so much time. But if they get a quick lead, then they can really put it on you. So the Highlanders need to shut them down and get a lead and make them go to the air a little bit more.
Being chased around, the quarterback, Cheever, he's got his man at the 5-yard line, knocked back to about the 7. On the reception for Sedro Woolley, number 81, Mike Morgan. And they were chasing Cheevers all over the place.
There you see on the replay, fakes to the backs again, and he's got some trouble there. He makes a real good move and finds his receiver open downfield, and they got a good gain, and the Highlanders got to go to work here, put the stoppers on him.
Morgan took a good pop and did leave the game. Clock has been stopped, and the timeout has been charged to the Highlanders. So with 7:35 to go in the first quarter, Kelso's going to take a timeout, talk things over, and try to stop this drive.
They've got to get something going on that defense. They've got to get that intensity they had last week and put the stoppers on.
KLTV would also like to thank Michael Campbell of Campbell Sports for all of his help and the WIAA for their cooperation in making this broadcast possible.
They've been very helpful. We've been here, like we said, all day. They've helped us get set up. They've done a very good job, and we'd also like to thank all the schools that we were with this year and made Highlander football possible. We'd like to thank Chehalis and Camas and Prairie, the folks at Mark Morris. We'd like to thank Ty Morris, the athletic director over at Ari Long, and Jack Urian from Mark Morris, and we'd like to thank athletic director Lee Failing from Kelso and principal Bill Moulton and Doug Somerville, the janitor there, the custodian, and man, it's just been a fantastic year, and it's our first year. And if you have any comments about some changes maybe we could make, some improvements, feel free to give us a call at KLTV 636-3310. Ask for Gary Hill and let us know how you feel. We've really enjoyed it.
Or drop us a note at P.O. Box 12, Longview. Sedro Woolley deep, 1st and goal from the Highlander 8-yard line. Kelso again almost jumps offside. Ball is given to Halverson, and he's in for the score. So with 7:31 remaining in the first quarter, Sedro Woolley draws first blood on an 8-yard run by fullback Bob Halverson. And Sedro Woolley almost made that look simple.
Well, that was a nice drive, and it took up a lot of time, and that's something that they like to do. They like to drive the football. We mentioned that they're not a come-from-behind football team because in that kind of an offense, it is a time-consuming offense. But that time, they made it look pretty easy, and Halverson, the man we said to watch out for, punches it in the end zone.
In to attempt the extra point, number 27, Halverson. That drive was 87 yards and 9 plays. Halverson's extra point is good. So with 7:31 remaining in the first quarter, our score from the KingDome in Seattle is Sedro Wooley 7 and the Kelso Hilanders 0. And here's another look at that scoring run by Halverson.
Right up the middle, just a little misdirection, and he bolts over and 8 yards out, and they're up 7-zip.
Halverson's not that big of an individual at 5'10", 185 pounds. But he does get the job done with 1,700 plus yards coming into tonight's game.
The Highlander offense is going to have to come right out and answer with that and get some points on the board and even things back up and get the crowd, which we've seen a lot of Kelso people here. In fact, this place is full. There's a lot of people here, and they've got to get the crowd involved in this game, and so far they haven't done anything to get that crowd involved.
Actually, a good turnout in the KingDome. This is a big facility, holds about 65,000 people, and I don't want to exactly make an accurate guess. I'll make an inaccurate guess. There are probably a good 20, 25,000 people here right now, which is a good-sized crowd, and this place looks, you know, fairly full.
It's exciting to be here. This is the first time I've ever been here, and I've never even watched a game here, and here we are in the press box. So
pretty good seats for your first time out.
Yeah, not too bad. I've really enjoyed it. They've been very cordial, and we really appreciate the help that we've gotten.
Back deep for the Highlanders to receive the kickoff. Number 36, Greg Mitchell, standing at the 10-yard line, along with number 25, Dean Keniston on your left. A little squibber across midfield and will be recovered by the Highlanders at their own 48-yard line. Making the recovery for Kelso, fielding the kick, is Eric Montgomery, number 65.
Well, they don't want to kick to the big man, I guess, back to Keniston or Mitchell, so.
Now, we do have a flag on the play. We'll wait for the official's indication. Some discussion,
Offsides against Sedro Wooley, it looks like.
I have a feeling this time, Gary, if it is against Sedro Wooley and they do kick it again, they might kick it deep.
I would think that they will kick it deep because of the fact that if they don't get the turnover, then Kelso's got tremendous field position. But we'll see what happens. In the game of high school football, you never know. We've made a lot of predictions this year, Jimmy, and we've been wrong a lot of times.
One way not to be wrong, and that's, I guess, don't say much.
Don't say much. That's true.
5-yard penalty assessed against Sedro Wooley. They're going to keep it on the ground again. Ball still loose. Still loose, and I believe Lonnie Webb, number 66, has recovered for Kelso. He has at the Highlander 34. A little bit of excitement there.
I'll tell you, they dodged a bullet there. That ball was free and laying on the ground. There it is. They kick it right up the middle. Doug Yorty doesn't want it. No, who
Raymond Canales.
Raymond Canales drops it. A couple Sedro Wooley guys, and there comes the Spider-Man, Lonnie Webb. He's done a great job on those kickoff returns. He returned a couple this year, and there he falls on one and saves the Highlanders some trouble.
So Kelso gets their first possession of the game from their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Highlanders with 7:13 remaining in the first quarter, and Kelso trails 7-0. Giles gives the ball to Tommy Napier. across the 35 up to the 38, a gain of 3.
He's the man that needs to touch the ball if the Highlanders are going to win. Here it is, just a straight little handoff off tackle, and Tommy picks his hole, puts his head down, and they put a pretty good shot on him, but after a 3-yard gain.
On the tackle for Sedro Woolley, Gary Koski, number 77, puts the wraps on him after a 3-yard gain. 2nd down and 7 for Kelso. Scott Olin split out wide to the left. Ball given to Scott Radcliffe, and Radcliffe is up across the 40 to the 43. A gain of 4, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
This is the kind of offense we expect to see from the Highlanders. Coach Lelanen is the type of guy, he'll run at you all day until you can stop it. But he did mention that there are going to be some surprises tonight, so hold on to your hats and don't leave your seats or you might miss a good play.
3rd down and 2 after a gain of 5. And at quarterback for Kelso, number 11, Mike Giles. The running backs, 35, Tom Napier. And number 30, Scott Radcliffe. Radcliffe across midfield, the 45, 40, foot race.
Foot race. Go, Scotty,
20,
go.
15, 10, 5.
No flags.
Touchdown, Highlanders.
No flags. Scotty Radcliffe, he may be small, 5'9", 175, but once he gets in the open field, you better put the stoppers on him, and nobody can catch him.
The Highlander fans are going wild.
They got the big gold signs out. Looks like on the back it says KLOG supplied them, but I tell you what, that's what they needed to do, is get the fans excited and get them in the game, and that's what they've done.
Scott Olin comes onto the field for the Highlanders to attempt the extra point and get the equalizer.
There's a good look at the crowd, and they're excited. There's a lot of them here tonight, and the Highlanders love their football, and the Highlander football players love their crowd.
The kick will come out of a Mike Giles hold. The kick is up and good. With 5:49 remaining in the first quarter, we are tied at 7.
There's a good look at the play again, Jimmy. Right up the middle, off tackle, and there goes Scotty to the outside. It's a foot race, and we know who wins this one because I think he scores again.
I think he stepped out of bounds, Gary.
I don't think so. It's close. Official right on the sideline says no, so I got to go with the official.
You hear a few boos from the Sedro Wooley side. There's a large replay board. I don't know if for those who have not been to the KingDome, and I don't know if he stepped out of bounds or not, Gary, but a few of the Cub fans thought he did.
Well, that's the Cub fans, and they'd like to see that one come back, but that one goes in the books.
Kelso answers.
And the fans are excited. You can hear them stomping their feet and clapping their hands, and they want that defense to now to pump up, to get that intensity they had last week, and to go to work.
Larry Spieth, number 53, to kick the ball off for the Highlanders. Ball bounces at the 27. It's going to be fielded by number 22, Tom Janicki. And Janicki brings the ball back to the 34-yard line, where Sedro Wooley will take over 1st and 10. Good coverage. Raymond Canal is number 27.
And David Crane put the initial stop on him, slowed him down, and Raymond Canals wrapped him up, but it's kind of a short kick, a good little return, and Sedro Wooley's got good field position. That defensive front line's got to forget about those fakes, stay home, do their job, let those linebackers come up and fill those holes.
1st and 10 Cubs. Ball given, to Halverson. Halverson's across the 35-yard line up to the 37. A gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
But I'm going for all the fakes here. I'm trying to figure out who's got the ball. The Highlanders obviously know it, but they're giving up 3 and 4 yards a crack. They're going to have to shut him down here pretty quick and get that ball back to the offense, because that offense is excited.
Cheevers gives the ball to number 10, David Flones. Flones is going to get maybe a yard, and that is all.
Big Chris Walker lays it on him. Here it is on instant replay again. There's the fake. They hand off to number 10 and watch number 75.
Along with number 64, Eddie Martin.
They wrap him up, and that's the kind of play they need. Now they put him in a situation where 3rd and long, they're going to have to do something a little bit different than just that straight handoff.
No gain on 2nd down. It's 3rd down and 6 for Sedro Woolley from their own 32-yard line. Excuse me, their own 37. Ball given to Halverson. Not much room, a yard, if that. Lonnie Webb, Greg Mitchell.
Big Chris Walker again.
And Eddie Martin, number 64, put the hammer to him. There's Scott Radcliffe coming off the field, and it's going to bring up 4th down and long for the Cubs in a punting situation.
A surprise to me. I figured they'd try to get the ball outside, but they come back with that straight handoff again up the middle, and that front line says no, sir, and that Highlander defense excites the crowd. Now they need to get the ball, get some good field position, and, you know, I'd really like to see Keniston run one back, break one this year. He's been so tremendous on those kicks. I'd like to see him get a block and just run one back.
Standing at his own 27-yard line, Dean Keniston waiting for the punt. The ball is shanked off the right-hand side of the punter's foot.
Good Kelso bounce.
It's going to take a Kelso bounce and go out of bounds. The punter, number 89, Steve Lavasse, gets off a short punt, and it goes out of bounds at the Kelso 41-yard line. So excellent field position for the Highlanders to start this drive with 3:14 remaining in the first quarter.
And that defense does a good job after kind of bending a little bit and even broke at the last second for that touchdown. But this time they do a good job. They rise to the occasion, and they get the ball back in good field position thanks to a bad punt. And the offense takes over.
Again, the backfield for Kelso, number 11, Mike Giles, the quarterback. Tom Napier, number 35, along with Scott Radcliffe, number 30, who scored on a long run earlier in this quarter. Ball is faked to Napier, kept by Giles. Midfield, down to the 45-yard line of Sedro Woolley. And there's a good look at the option. The fake to 35 Napier. Giles keeps the ball and turns inside. A good bit of running, a good block downfield also by Napier. And then on the tackle, I believe number 6, Paul Nelson.
What sets up that option so well is that quickness of Tommy Napier and Radcliffe, and they leave Mike Giles alone, and he'll tear you up. He's an excellent runner.
1st and 10, Highlanders. Tommy Napier, Tommy Napier, 35. Good block. One man to beat. David Flones, number 10, brings Napier down at the Cub 32-yard line. Here comes Flones, number 10, the only man to beat. And Flones makes an excellent tackle on Tommy Napier at the 32-yard line to prevent the Highlanders from getting their 2nd score of the game.
You see that quickness, and that offensive line's doing a job up front. They've got a lot of pride. Coach Kofler has got them just excited and pumped up, and they do a good job.
1st and 10, Kelso. Scott Radcliffe, not much room, down to about the 30-yard line, a gain of 2. Not much room on the interior line of Sedro Woolley that time. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Kelso's doing a good job here. They're making that Sedro Woolley defense come to life here, and that option's looking good in the off tackle as well, and don't be surprised to see a pass here pretty quick.
In the I formation, now the back split behind Giles. On the option, Giles is going to keep it. He's inside
Great
the 30,
move.
Down to about the 25-yard line. In on the tackle for Sedro Woolley, Scott Purasek, number 57.
Jimmy, they've got a guy in that Kelso lineup, number 45, Dan Dallin, who's 168 pounds, 5'11", sophomore. Now, I haven't heard much of him this year. I don't know if Coordinat lost his shirt and they've got him in there, or Dan Dallin's just come to life in this last week of practice.
Straight ahead to Tom Napier, not much room there, maybe a yard, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 3.
On the others?
And they gave him more than a yard. It looks like a pickup of 3. It's going to bring up 4th and a short 1.
Excuse me, Jimmy. On the other side of the line, there's a number 33 who we don't have listed in the program. So they've got 2 new tight ends, number 33 and number 45.
There's also one other little mistake in the program. There's a number 5 listed for Sedro Woolley, who was in on one of the tackles earlier.
And number 56, Lauren Shue, isn't listed in there. And I'll tell you what, you might not list him in the program, but you'll hear his name.
That's right. Highlanders are going to go for it. 4th down and less than a yard from the Sedro Woolley 23. Giles on the keeper, and he is going to be awfully close. It looks like they've given him the first down, spotted it at the 21-yard line, which would be enough. The Highlanders had to get just inside the 22.
A good line surge by the big people up front. Mike puts his head down, and
it is. They're not even going to measure. First down, Highlanders. The drive is still alive.
A big play and a good job by the line, the offensive line. Shue, and he followed his center, Shue, and Lonnie Webb, and Mike's a big kid, and he's a strong kid, and they couldn't hold him away. And that's going to be the last play of the first quarter.
You've got to like the way the Highlanders responded after Sedro Woolley takes the opening kickoff and scores. The Highlanders come back, get a score of their own, and are now deep in Cub territory at the 21-yard line, 1st and 10. We are tied at 7 after 1 quarter from the KingDome in Seattle. Stay with us. We're going to break away for just a short minute. Well, I think I'll wait. Thanks. I'm Jim Parner with Gary Holdy. We're at the KingDome in Seattle for the AA State Championship game between the Sedro Woolley Cubs and the Kelso Highlanders. We're tied at 7 after 1 quarter, Gary, and this has been an exciting football game.
Well, it's been exactly what we figured we'd see. We've seen both offenses very proud of the running games, running right at each other, and it's tied up. Highlanders are on the move, and it'd be good to get a score here because we mentioned that there's a good look at the Highlander band. And by the way, the Highlander band won the competition, and you know, that's great. We've heard them all year, and they're just done a fantastic job, and there's the cheerleaders. But the Kelso Highlanders need to score here because Sedro Wooley's not really a come-from-behind offensive team because it takes them a lot of time. They've got that straight T, which you never see hardly anymore, and they run it pretty well.
1st and 10, Kelso from the Sedro Woolley 21-yard line. Ball is given to Napier. He spins around, still on his feet inside the 20, down to about the 18-yard line. Greg Adams in on the tackle for Sedro Woolley. A gain of 3. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7. And the yardage is going to get a little bit tougher now they're inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Sedro Woolley's not 11-0 or 12-0, excuse me, by accident. They've earned them, and they're a tough football team. Coach Lelaine and the Highlanders and the Highlander coaching staff have a lot of respect for this team, and you know, they're going to have to play 4 quarters of football and play very intense to win this football game.
2nd down and a long 7 for the Highlanders. We've got flags, and I think we're going to have a delay of game against Kelso, and that's going to cost them 5 yards and bring up 2nd down and 12. So a costly penalty inside the Cub 20-yard line.
They can't afford that. That backs them outside the 20 now. And now they're going to have to bring in some kind of a different play, and they're shoveling in some different people. So let's see what happens.
They step off the 5 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 12 from the 23-yard line. Radcliffe and Mitchell split backs behind quarterback Giles. Giles rolling to his right. Now he throws over the middle. He's got Tommy Cordnat. I believe the ball is going to be ruled a fumble. The ball is returned across the 40-yard line up to the 41. And I don't know about that call, Gary.
I don't know. It looked like he caught the ball. He got a pretty good shot. I thought it was a incomplete pass, but they're going to rule it a fumble. And we saw the speed of Scotty Olin to come up there from behind and catch the guy. And we've got an injured player.
I believe
Sedro
that's
Woolley.
number 77, Gary Koski, who picked up that loose football and returned it back to the Sedro Woolley 41-yard line, still down, a bit shaken up.
And Scotty Olin laid a tremendous shot on him.
Looked to me like he might have fallen on the football, knocked the gas out of him. And he is back to his feet, so that's good to see. And it is Koski who leaves the field under his own power. He's okay. So a big break for the Cubs. They're going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line. So Kelso's got to come back now and play good defense. On the option play, Cheevers keeps the ball, turns it up across the 45, up to about the 47-yard line. Scott Radcliffe, along with number 36, Greg Mitchell, make the tackle. A gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down and 4 for Sedro Woolley. A gain of 7.
That Sedro Woolley offense is kind of like a shell game. You got to try to figure out where the ball goes. They do some tremendous faking, and from up here, it is really tough to see who's got the ball. And that kind of offense is really tough to stop.
Gain of 7 on 1st down, 2nd down and 3.
Here you're looking at what the Highlander defense is looking at, straight ahead.
Ball given to Halverson, not much room there, stacked up by the interior line of the Highlanders. 64, Eddie Martin.
Jim Sillick and Greg Mitchell.
A gain of 1.
There's a good look at the Highlander defense, and they're trying to figure out what it's going to take to stop him. 3rd and 3, this is a big play.
3rd down and 3 from the Sedro Woolley 48-yard line. Again in the full house T backfield. Misdirection, 1st down. The ball initially faked to Halverson and given to number 37, Carl Army. Here it is again, the fake to Halverson, then they give the ball to Army. Lonnie Webb is blocked out of the play, gets a hand on him, and that's about it. Then comes up and makes the tackle.
Good play by Lonnie.
A 1st down, a gain of 5. 1st and 10, Sedro Woolley from the Kelso 47.
Excuse me, if you've just joined us here in the 2nd quarter, in the 1st quarter, Sedro Woolley took the ball in 9 plays, drove 87 yards. Halverson on an 8-yard carry made it 6-0, and he kicked the extra point, made it 7-0. And I'll tell you what Kelso did in a minute.
Cheevers fakes to the 1st man through again. Halverson, not much room there. The ball carrier this time, number 44, Brent Anderson, the 5'9", 150-pound junior. It'll be 2nd and 8.
After Sedro Woolley scored, which was a relatively easy score for them, they just drove right down the field. Kelso came back in 3 plays, went 65 yards and scored. Olin kicked the extra point, and it's 7-up, and we've got a good football game here with 8:23 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Ball kept by Cheevers. He puts it on his hips. He's going to reverse his field. Has some room. Down to the Highlander 40-yard line. Mike Dunn in on the tackle, along with Greg Mitchell and Lonnie Webb. Here's a good look at that misdirection. Take the ball up the middle. Puts it on his hip. Now he's going to reverse his field.
Mitchell does a good job staying home and causes that.
Good pursuit actually by the Highlanders to hold that to about a 5-yard gain. It's 3rd down and 4.
Another 3rd and short situation, and Kelso needs to put the stoppers on him right here and make it happen on the defense and get the crowd excited again.
Cheevers is going to pitch the ball back. Good pursuit by the Highlanders. David Reeves down close to the Highlander 30-yard line, enough for the 1st down. So again, Sedro Woolley moving the ball on the ground.
There's a good look at the pitch. They go into the pro set formation, which is the first time of the night. They pitch the ball to David Reeves, and he's got a big gain, and they're in Highlander territory at about the 31-yard line. And now it's time for that defense to pump up and put the stoppers on him.
7:20 remaining in the 1st half. We're tied at 7. Sedro Woolley on the move at the Kelso 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Ball fake to Halverson. Ball thrown by Cheevers. On the reception, Mike Morgan inside the 20-yard line down to the Highlander 17. Another 1st down. So a team that doesn't throw very much Couple here. Here's the play again. The fake up the middle. Cheevers keeps the ball, rolls to the outside, and hits Morgan, who makes a good move to fight for about 3 extra tough yards.
There comes a Highlander flying in there. They better be a little bit careful. But like you said, they've thrown the ball twice and completed it twice. So they're giving Kelso some different looks. Here again, they come up. Now they're back in the tee. So they're giving Kelso a lot of looks, and it's kind of confusing to the defense right now.
Ball given to Halverson this time, still on it. Fake to Halverson, excuse me. Not much room there, a gain of about 1. And Reeves again on the carry for 1 yard. I'm telling you, this misdirection business is tough to follow.
Again, there's a lot of faking going on, and the quarterback, number 1, Chivas, is doing a great job. And that Highlander defense stayed home on that one, and that backside of the defense did a good job.
The quarterback for Sedro Woolley, number 1, Greg Cheever, a 5'9", 160-pound senior, directing the Cub attack. 2nd down and 8. Ball kept by Cheever, puts it on his hip. He's rolling to his left. He's to the 10, inside the 10. He fumbles the football, and the Highlanders recover. Number 37, Doug Yorty, alertly picks up the football. Here's Cheever, 2 fakes into the middle. He puts the ball on his hip. Now to the outside, down to the 10-yard line, and then just drops the football. And Doug Yorty, number 37, scoops it up at the 4.
You got to put the ball away on that option, and Cheever had it out there hanging out and just lost it. And Doug Yorty, he's one of those type of guys. He's in the right place at the right time, does a good job.
I guess turnabout's fair play. The Highlanders turn it over deep on a drive inside Cub territory. Now the Cubs do the same thing and give the Kelso the ball back at their own 5. Kelso shifts into the I formation. Ball is given to Napier. And Napier picks up 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. There's a good look at our instant replay board here in the KingDome.
They're going to play it pretty conservative right here. They're not going to give that break right back. And Kelso needs to break one here and get that crowd. Like I said, I keep saying it, but there's so much emphasis, man. If you got that 12th man, that crowd excited, and there's a lot of Highlander fans here, and they need to get them pumped up and get them in the game.
2nd down and 9 for Kelso. Ball given to the first man through, still on his feet. Tommy Napier, 1st down, out over the 15-yard line. Up to the 16, and on the tackle for Sedro Woolley, Mike Morgan. And Gary, you were going to let the fans know exactly how the Highlanders got their score of the game.
Highlanders took the ball after being pushed around a little bit. The defense was. They took the ball and drove 65 yards in 3 plays. And Radcliffe cuts to the sideline and goes 57 yards for the touchdown. Scotty Olin makes the kick good, drills it right through the middle, and it's tied up 7-7.
3 plays and 65 yards that drive was. The Highlanders now at their own 16-yard line. Tommy Napier,
go, Tommy, go!
He's into the secondary. Over the 35-yard line, up to the 38. 1st down Highlanders.
There's a good look at it, straight handoff right up the middle. A nice move. Number 5 gets him by the shirt. We don't have his name, we've got his number, but a good move and a good drive, and the Highlanders are making it look good on offense.
We have an injured Sedro Wooley player down at the 23-yard line. Paul Nelson, number 6. But again, that was kind of a touchdown-saving tackle by number 5. Nothing but green in front of Tommy Napier.
Tommy Napier has a way of making people miss, but that time he couldn't shake number 5, and a tremendous gain. And I don't know if you can hear that, but the fans are going crazy here, and they've got him in the game. They've got him pumped up, and that's what the Highlanders need. And I'll tell you what, those players, we've talked to them all year, and they said they can hear that crowd, and that just gives them more and more incentive. It pumps them up, and it makes them want to win for the crowd.
The Highlanders are really showing some spunk right now. They were backed up first after the Sedro Wooley score. They came back, got a score of their own. Sedro Wooley takes the ball, drives about 70 yards inside the Kelso 5-yard line. They get a turnover. Now the Highlanders are coming right back, and they're moving the ball themselves.
And they're looking real good on that offensive side. They got a break on the defense when the quarterback, Cheever, didn't put the ball away and fumbled it, and number 37, Yordy, come up with it. But right now, it's important for the Highlanders just to maintain this drive. They've got 4 minutes and 24 seconds in the first half, and they're doing a good job. There's a good look at the offense. Maintain the drive and just drive the ball right down the field, get a score just before half, and that could really motivate this team going into the second half.
First and 10 Highlanders from their own 38-yard line. Mike Giles, number 11, in a quarterback. Play fake, he's going to go over the middle. Intended receiver, number 3, Scott Olin at the Sedro Woolley 45. Olin was looking around for a little bit of interference, but the ball was highly overthrown. It falls incomplete, and it'll be second down and 10.
You know, they've had trouble with that pass play all year. When they've completed it, they've got big yardage, but they haven't completed it in that great a percentage. That is a good play, though, and they're going to stick with it, and they're going to try to make it work.
So after the incomplete pass on first down, it's second down and 10 for Kelso. Backs split behind Giles. Ball is given to Tom Napier. He's got some room over the 40 up to the 43 before being pushed back by David Reeves, number 24.
Here's a good look at that play again. Just a straight handoff, and Shue and Webb do their job, and there's a good block by number 76, Sillick, and he just drives up there and gets a good chunk of yardage. And Tommy Napier's a guy that needs to touch the ball to make this offense go.
A gain of 6. It'll be third down and 4, and the Highlanders are going to have to hurry to get this play in without a delay of game.
Oh, they're going to be hard-pressed to do it.
Now the coaches want a timeout, and that's exactly what Kelso is going to do. Stop the clock with 3:42 remaining in the first half.
That was a good job, an alert job by the coaching staff to get the timeout. Again, there's a good look at the Highlander cheerleaders and the fans. There's quite a bit. I don't know if anybody's left at home back in Kelso.
Or Longview. We're going to take a short break. Gary and myself will be back for the rest of the first half from the KingDome. Stay with us. I'm Jim Barner with Gary Holdy. We are back at the KingDome with 3:42 remaining in the second quarter. We're tied at 7. And Kelso has the ball third down and 5 from their own 43-yard line. We're glad you're with us tonight for this AA state championship game of 1983. Giles on the option, pitches the ball back to Napier. He fumbles it and alertly falls on it at the 40-yard line. A loss of 3, so it'll bring up fourth down and 8. And there's a look at the play right now. The ball's pitched back. Hits him in the hands, can't find the handling, and Napier does a smart thing and just falls on the football.
A very good job. A good pitch. They had it pretty well sealed off on the outside, and could have been some yardage, but Tommy just couldn't find the handle, and that happens.
Fourth down and 8. Tom Corden at number 80, and to punt a high snap, he makes the grab, gets away a low line drive. This could take a good Kelso bounce, and it doesn't. Bounce straight up in the air, and the ball is down by number 27, Raymond Canales, at the Sedro Woolley 35-yard line. Here's another look at the punt by Tommy Courtman.
We apologize for that music. We're getting some music in the background here. That's our kind of our breakaway music. We're getting a little bit excited and getting too much in there.
I don't want to break away right now. I'm going to stay right here.
It's going to be exciting. 2:47 to go in the first half.
Again, Sedro Woolley in the full house tee backfield. Ball fake to Halverson. Not much room, maybe a yard. Here's a good look at Cheevers, the quarterback. It's a good thing they didn't give the ball to Halverson. Halverson had a long, at least he busted through the line.
There's a good look at the play again, and they hand off, and there's just not much there.
Brent Anderson, number 44, the ball carrier, picks up 2. Second down and 8 for the Cubs from their own 37-yard line.
There's a good look again from the end zone.
Ball again given up the middle, not much room. The Kelso defense reacting well. Halverson, the ball carrier, pickup of 3 yards. Make that 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
And Kelso's got to watch that they don't come out and throw some kind of trickery at him, because you can bet Sedro Wooley like to get down in field position, maybe either kick a field goal or get another 6 on the board, so they're going to have to be careful.
We're under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Ball kept by Cheevers. Here's some pressure by Eddie Martin. The ball is loose. A good hit there by the Highlanders. Recovering the football, Greg Adams, number 9 for Sedro Woolley. And that's going to push the Cubs way back.
The Highlanders need to get a timeout here and try to get that ball back in good field position.
Again, the Cubs not known for throwing the football that much. They've thrown 4 or 5 times so far this first half. Here's a good look at the play again. The play fake up the middle. Here comes number 64, Eddie Martin. Fights through his block and decks Cheevers, and there comes the football.
A good job by senior Eddie Martin. He's a spark plug in that defense, and he broke his block. The tight end tried to put a block on him. He broke that, and then the halfback tried to pick him up, and he pushed him aside and laid a good shot on Cheevers. The ball comes loose, but Sedro Wooley dodges a bullet and gets the ball back. Well,
Kelso has stopped the clock with 1:20 remaining in the first half, and it is 4th down and 18 for the Cubs.
It'd be nice if those Highlanders could get their hands on that ball one more time. Scotty Olin's got some good range, and Kelso's that kind of explosive team that can score real quick, and it'd be nice to get that ball back and put one on the board. Go into that locker room with either 3 or 7 more.
We hope you are enjoying today or tonight's coverage. KLTV's coverage of the 1983 AA State Championship game between Kelso and Sedro Woolley. We're glad to be here.
And it's been a fantastic year for the Highlanders, no matter what happens tonight. But I tell you what, Kelso is a tough second half team, so we'll see what happens here.
4th down and 18. Sedro Woolley in punt formation. Doug Yorty standing at midfield, waiting to receive the punt. A good kick. Excuse me, there's Keniston at the 40, up to midfield, down to the 46-yard line of Sedro Woolley.
Good field position and a good return. Again, the special teams of the Highlanders doing a good job.
Scott Dill's in on the tackle for Sedro Woolley. We're going to break away for just a minute. Stay with us for the last 1 minute and 12 seconds of the second quarter. Okay, we're back. We're sorry we missed this play. Here it is on replay. On 1st and 10, Giles throws the ball up. It's intercepted by Sedro Woolley. Kind of a lame duck. The ball was picked off by David Flones, number 10. So with 59 seconds, Sedro Woolley's going to get the ball back from their own 25-yard line.
Kelso comes out trying to throw it, and he had the man open, but the ball just slipped backwards out of Mike Giles' hand, and he didn't get a good toss. He'd like to have that one back.
Now, will Sedro Woolley be content to sit on the football and go in tight at half, Gary, or are they going to come out firing?
I think they'll be pretty content. They're going to do basically the same stuff they've been doing all night.
There's Halverson, got a lot of room. Across the 35, up close to the 40-yard line.
Again, a lot of misdirection in that backfield, and it kind of fooled the cameraman here. But Halverson gets a good gain.
We are under 50 seconds remaining in the first half. 1st and 10, Sedro Woolley from their own 37-yard line. Not much room there, up close to the 40-yard line. Cheevers calls timeout to stop the clock. Radcliffe, Webb, along with Sillick, in on the tackle for the Highlanders. It's 2nd down and 7. So Sedro Woolley's going to stop the clock with 40 seconds to go in the second quarter. Talk things over. See if they can maybe get a score.
Here's a good look at the clock. 2nd and 8, ball on the 40. It's tied up 7-7. Here you see in the corner the first downs, it's even at 6 apiece. And that's the kind of ball game it's been. It's been a real even game, Jim. And we've seen Sedro Woolley stay pretty close. We've seen the Highlanders come out and throw a few passes. What do you expect to see from the Highlanders in offensive changes in the second half?
To be honest with you, Gary, I really don't expect to see that much of a change. They have moved the ball effectively on the ground with Tom Napier. There's a good look at the championship band, Kelso High School. But the Highlanders have been effective moving the ball on the ground with Napier and Radcliffe, so I really see no reason to change the offensive strategy in the second half.
I agree. I think the Highlanders will come right back, and they'll run right back at you. I think they definitely need to make some changes in that defensive unit, though. Not in personnel so much, but maybe in some responsibilities.
There's cheerleader Lisa McCarty.
How did you know that?
I looked in the program.
You're doing good.
It better be Lisa McCarty, or my name's Mud.
She's a Highlander cheerleader, that's for sure.
We do know that.
Here we go, Jimbo, the last 40 seconds of the first half.
2nd down and 8. 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Cheevers in a quarterback for Sedro Woolley. He's going to keep the ball himself. Now he sets up to throw. He's got Halverson across midfield. Halverson down to the 45. Inside the 45, down to the Highlander 41-yard line. Lonnie Webb in on the tackle along with Kevin Corthius and Doug Yorty. The clock is stopped again with 29 seconds to go as they move the sticks.
There's a good look at that bootleg pattern. He puts the ball on his hip and hits Halverson out there, and Kevin Corthius, he spins off there, and Yorty and Webb do a good job of finishing him off.
Clock is running at 25 seconds. Ball given up the middle. Halverson still on his feet inside the Highlander 30 down to the 26-yard line. The clock is running, now stopped at 16 seconds. Another first down for the Cubs.
I don't know what kind of field goal kicker they got. There's the play again. Up to Halverson, he's their big back. Makes a good move there, gets a good block, cuts back to the inside. Doug Yorty wraps him up with some help from
Lonnie Webb.
Lonnie Webb again, the Spider-Man, and the ball's resting about the 26-yard line.
There's a good look at the Kelso High School drill team. About ready to get out here at halftime and perform. And there's a look at the Mitsubishi $1 million scoreboard in the KingDome.
Boy, it's sure nice. You look up there and see these big replays. And we've got cameras, by the way, or replays all over the place. They've got TVs, monitors all over this place. This is really a fantastic facility. And I tell you what, it's kind of mind-boggling.
There's a good look at head coach Ed Lelanen on the sideline for the Highlanders.
We've got a timeout on the field, and the Highlanders are talking it over with Coach Hunt, and he's trying to give them some final instructions just to keep things tied up at 7 apiece here. They don't want to give them any kind of quick score in this last 16 seconds because that would change that, definitely give them the momentum, give Sedro Woolley Cubs the momentum going in the locker room and coming out in the second half.
So with 16 seconds remaining in the first half, Sedro Woolley comes up to the line of scrimmage, led by quarterback Greg Cheevers, number 1. Cheevers going to keep the ball, puts it on his hip. Now he's going to throw deep in the end zone. The ball is intercepted by Kevin Corthius. It's going to be a touchback.
Good job, Kevin Corthius, just playing center field.
Cheevers still on his knees at the 37-yard line. Here it is again on replay. He has a lot of time. Cheever throws down the middle. And there's Kevin Corthius, number 26, playing center field. The intended receiver was number 24, David Reeves. And the Highlanders come up with a big play right before half.
I got a feeling they're just going to fall on the ball and let it run out.
Mike Giles checks into the huddle.
And they come up to the line, and that's the what Mike Giles is seeing right there. That's the defense.
Draw play, Scott Radcliffe. Not a lot of room, pick up a 3, and that's going to do it. So at the end of the first half, an exciting game. We're tied at 7, Sedro Woolley and Kelso. And there again is the last play of the first half, a draw play, and there's a look at the Highlanders heading into the locker room for half.
And it's been an exciting but a pretty tight first half and real even ball teams.
We're going to break away again just for a short moment to recognize our sponsors. Stay with us. Come back. We'll be back with halftime activities from the KingDome in just a minute. Okay, we're back at halftime. Kelso Highlander Marching Band taking the field. And then we'll present their halftime production.
Now the Kelso Marching Band and drill team. Tom Olin is the selector for the band and Patty Hope for the drill team.
we're back. Halftime activities have just concluded with the Kelso Highlander Marching Band exiting the field. And a good performance by the AA state competition winners.
Tremendous, again, another tremendous performance by the Highlander Band. And like Jimmy said, they won the AA competition in the state, and I tell you what, they deserved it with the kind of performance they put on tonight.
Well, we've just been handed official halftime statistics, so we'll go over those with you right now.
Time of possession, Kelso had the ball 9 minutes and 28 seconds. Sedro Wooley had it 14 minutes and 32 seconds. First downs, Kelso 6, Sedro Wooley 11. They had Kelso had 6 rushing first downs. Sedro Wooley had 7 rushing first downs. Passing, Kelso had 0 first downs passing, and Sedro Wooley came up with 4.
Which is kind of surprising, being Sedro Wooley is not a team that really throws the football.
Yeah, and the fact that, like you said, 4 of those first downs. I mean, if they come out and threw once or twice, that's something, but 4 first downs through the air, which is real surprising. Third down conversions, Kelso was 1 for 3, Sedro Wooley 3 for 5. Total offensive plays and net yardage, Kelso had 29 plays for 147 yards, Sedro Wooley 29 plays for 181. So even though they had the ball the same amount of plays, Sedro Wooley definitely had the edge in time possession.
Here's a surprising statistic. Sedro Wooley completes 5 passes for 72 yards. Now, they only threw 17 passes the entire first 12 games of this season, yet they come back and throw 5 in the first half.
That's something we mentioned at the start of the show, that we figured they'd probably throw a little bit, and Kelso was only 1 for 3. So another that, you know, that's kind of a surprise there. In the fumble category, Kelso fumbled once, and they lost it once. Sedro Wooley twice and lost it once. Penalties, Kelso was penalized twice for 10 yards, and Sedro Wooley once for 5, so a relatively clean game with only 3 penalties.
Individual statistics on Sedro Wooley's side, the big man Halverson, coming into the game again, as we've said, with over 1,700 yards, was limited to 51 yards on 9 carries. His longest run was 15 yards, so you really got to consider that a big factor, a big plus in Kelso's favor, holding Halverson to just 51 yards.
You know, and like you said, they got the TD early, and Halverson really hasn't done a lot since then, so Kelso's doing a pretty good job on him.
Leading rusher in the game, Scott Radcliffe. He's carried the ball 4 times for 67 yards. The long run, a 57-yard touchdown jaunt. Early, or about midway through the first quarter, Tommy Napier's carried the ball 8 times for 59 yards. His longest run, 21 yards. And like Gary said earlier, Mike Giles is 1 for 3. So Kelso, as Sedro Wooley, basically sticking on the ground.
But we see the time of possession, it's got to even out a little bit more. Kelso's got to handle the ball a little bit more, and they got to get those backs the ball and let them run. The offensive line's doing a good job of blocking, but Kelso just hasn't had the ball enough. The defense doing a fairly good job. The big guys up front making most of the tackles, but linebackers are helping out. That big interception by Kevin Corthius just before the first half ended was a big play.
Well, Gary, I don't know about you. I think I'm about ready to get back underway here to start the third quarter after we downed a little bit of dinner during halftime.
A very quick dinner and a very good dinner. Like we said, since we got here, man, they've treated us like kings. They fed us twice. We haven't had to pay for any of them, so you got to like that business.
It's been a fun day. Again, we hope you're enjoying KLTV's Highlander football. Right now, KLTV is in the process of putting together a package with Mark Morris, R.A. Long, and Kelso to cover the upcoming 1983-1984 basketball schedule. So, again, check your guides in the future months to see the local high school basketball game of the week.
That's going to be exciting. We've got some good basketball coming out of all 3 schools, hopefully, and maybe we'll see another championship.
Ball squibbed along the ground. Lonnie Webb at the 35, across the 40, 45. And Lonnie Webb does an excellent job of bringing the kickoff back to the Highlander 47-yard line. And on the tackle for Sedro Wooley, number 3. Again, we don't have his name.
There again, you see the kick, and the Spider-Man comes up with his excellent hands, wraps the ball, puts it away, and gets good field position. Now, I don't know if they can't kick the ball deep, or I don't know if they're scared to kick the ball deep to the Highlanders, but those front men for the Highlanders doing a good job. Kelso comes out, good field position.
Kelso with their first play of the second half. 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Mike Giles, number 11, in a quarterback. He's going to give the ball to Scott Radcliffe. The 45,
go, Scotty, go!
40, 35, it's a foot race. The 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kelso! Oh, my! The Highlanders have taken the lead.
Scotty Radcliffe.
27 seconds into the third quarter. Kelso takes the ball and marches it for, 54 yards for the touchdown.
I don't know if you could call that a march or not. Here's the play. Mike Giles, just a straight hand up. Good hole up front, shakes the tackle. Scotty Radcliffe cuts to the outside, and it's a foot race. And I'll tell you what, not too many kids can outrun Scotty Radcliffe. And he's pumping it down the sidelines, and he's into the end zone, and you got to like that play.
62, Rob Piercy had a shot at him at about the line of scrimmage. Radcliffe got by him, and like Gary said, it was a foot race. Scotty Radcliffe won it.
And Scotty Radcliffe's having some kind of night.
Mike Giles in to hold for the Scott Olin extra point. It's a high snap. Olin, not a lot of room. Now he's running into the 5, and he's not going to get it. Knocked out of bounds to the 2. So a costly mistake. The extra point is no good.
And hopefully that won't come back and haunt him. There's a good look at the scoreboard. We're only, like you said, 27 seconds, and there's the last part of that run. Scotty Radcliffe. Watch him celebrate here. He likes that.
Lightning strikes. So with our score, Kelso 13, Sedro Wooley 7. Sedro Wooley's going to get the ball back, and that was an awful quick score, just 27 seconds into the second half.
I think he dedicated that run to Cora Pearl Taft. She goes to our church. She's just an awesome person. In fact, Taft Logging helping sponsor, and that's one of her grandkids, and he's doing a good job tonight. She's excited. I talked to her, and she says anything to watch Scotty play.
Larry Spieth, number 53, in to kick the ball off for the Highlanders. And it's been an exciting game, Gary.
Big plays on both sides, and Kelso's that type of team. They're an explosive team. They need to get on top because Sedro Wooley, even though they're starting to throw some passes tonight, are not a real explosive, come-from-behind offensive team.
Bo Burton checks into the game for the Highlanders. Lonnie Webb checks out.
That's Bruton, not Burton.
Excuse me. Bruton. How about that? B-R-U-T-O-N. Bruton. Excuse me. Bo Bruton.
He'll like that better when you get his name right and watch it on TV
I'm
this
sure
week.
he will.
Watch your TV guide. It'll be on quite a few times.
Spieth kicks the ball off high. It's a short kick at the 15. Good coverage. The tackle made at the 26-yard line.
Number 27, Raymond Canals, I believe. Here's another look at it.
Good high kick, not deep, but high, enabling the coverage to get down there in good position. Bringing the ball back, number 9, Greg Adams for Sedro Wooley. And the Cubs are going to have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 26.
Excuse me, flying down there on that coverage, you see a lot of bodies flying in there. They've got a good specialty teams, but Raymond Canals, one of the quicker kids, gets down there and upends the ball carrier, and they've kind of pinned a little bit deep here. Kelso's got to do the job on defense.
Greg Cheever in at quarterback for Sedro Wooley. Halverson giving the ball straight ahead over the 30 up to the 31. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
There's a good look at the play, and there's Lonnie Webb putting a stopper on him right up the middle. Halverson's getting the ball. He's the kid that we were worried about, and he's going to get the ball quite a few times before this game's over.
Just underway, 10:45 remaining in the third quarter. Kelso on top, 13-7 over Sedro Wooley. 2nd down and 5 for the Cubs. Ball given to the first man through. A gain of 3 or 4. Officials are going to stop the clock and measure. It is a 1st down. They're not going to measure. The official signal 1st down, Sedro Wooley from their own 37.
Good tackle by number 37, Doug Yorty, but they've got to stop him a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. They got to get those linebackers in the game. There's a list of the past AA champions, and we'd like to make Kelso that number, or 83 champion.
Martin, along with Sillick and Johnson, in on the tackle. Ball carrier number 10, David Flones.
They're still getting some pretty good chunky yardage on first down, and that really opens up the offense. They've got to stop that first down play. Now they've got 2nd and 7. 3 yards a pop is pretty good yardage on first down.
A gain of 4 on first down. It's 2nd down and 6 from the Cub 41-yard line. Cheevers gives the ball, play fakes up the middle. He's going to keep it. The 45 across the 45, up close to midfield. Tackled by Lonnie Webb at the 49-yard line. Another first down for Sedro Woolley. And there's a good look at the two play fakes inside. Keeps the ball, turns the corner on the outside, and there's 66, Lonnie Webb, to come in and make the tackle.
Donnie Johnson finishes him off. A good downfield tackle by Webb. He's having a great game tonight. He's doing a good job both on the offensive and defensive fronts. He's a big man to stop up front on that offensive line. He blows a lot of holes.
1st and 10 Cubs from their own 49. Flones across the 45, down to the 42-yard line of Kelso before being tackled by Corthius, Martin, and Yordi.
There you see the misdirection and the handoff the other way. Flones cuts it inside, and a big chunky yardage, and there's that man again, Doug Yordi, number 37.
A gain of 9. It's 2nd down and a short one.
Again, that first down play has been very effective. They're getting a big yardage, and now it's wide open, and they can do a lot of things, and Kelso's got to stop that quickness and that big gain on first down.
Sedro Woolley responding after the Kelso score. Flones keeps the ball. He's going to throw it. He's got his man. The ball's fumbled. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. And Sedro Woolley will retain possession. We'll wait and see where the officials are going to spot the ball. They're marking it way back.
Here's the replay.
Okay, I don't know. I thought it was a completed pass. A good hit there by Webb. Pops the ball loose. Now, I believe the ball was recovered out of bounds.
But I don't know about the mark. I don't know where they're marking the ball.
They're going to call that incomplete, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and again a short one. The Kelso fans don't like to call.
It definitely was recovered out of bounds, but it looked like a catch to me. I don't know what the call
I'll
is.
agree with you there. They do rule it incomplete, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and a foot.
Kelso needs to stop him right here.
Halverson appears he has the first down up to and across the 40, down to the Highlander 39-yard line. Eddie Martin, number 64, along with Sillick, number 76, and on the tackle.
There's a handoff straight up the middle, and Sillick 76, Eddie Martin, and Lonnie Webb finish him off. But not till he gets the first down. It's a good time. The defense has been making it happen all year. This will be a good time to capitalize, put a hit on the ball, and stop him. We got an official's timeout. Equipment, looks like.
Looks like Greg Adams, number 9 for Sedro Woolley, with an equipment.
Yard line if you want to get technical. Coach Hunt's in the defensive huddle. The Highlanders talking it over, and the coach for Sedro Wooley, the offensive coach, is out there, and they're trying to get the right play called, and the defense is trying to get the right play called. And I'll tell you, this is exciting football. It's 13-7. It's been a good game all the way. Highlanders had a bad snap there. It would be 14-7, and that might come back to haunt them, but we certainly hope not.
Again, we want to thank Michael Campbell of Campbell Sports Incorporated for being so cooperative in helping KLTV bring the Longview Kelso fans this game. And his Campbell Sports is the one responsible for the good shots and the replay and the slow motion So again, our thanks go out to Campbell Sports.
We'd also like to thank the WIAA for their permission to bring you this game, and I'm sure that you're enjoying this game at home. And if you have any comments, remember to give us a call, KLTV.
1st and 10 Cubs inside the Highlander 39-yard line. Ball is pitched back to Flones. He's going to be hit and thrown for a loss at the 40-yard line. There's a flag on the play at the 43. We'll wait and see what the official's indication is going to be. I believe it's against Kelso.
No, it's a clip or a crackback block against the Sedro Woolley Cubs.
I saw Mitchell throw his hands up in the air. He didn't approve, it appeared, of the call. However, like Gary said, it is going to be a 15-yard penalty against the Cubs. So a good break for Kelso.
And you got to take that 15 and back them up, and that's the kind of things that need to start happening for Kelso. They did a good job of staying home on that play, and that right defensive side of the Highlanders made a big play there, and you got to like that one. It helps the Highlanders.
So the 15 yards is stepped off against Sedro Woolley, marking the ball back just inside their own 42, and it'll be 1st down and 29.
And this is the kind of drive that really doesn't help Sedro Woolley. They've had the ball for 3 minutes now, but they haven't got any points, and you know, that's kind of rough. That's the kind of offense that they have, though. They're not a real explosive team. They just pound it and put it in the end zone on you.
Ball is given to Halverson up the middle. Not much there, a gain of 4. Scotty Radcliffe, here's the play again from the end zone. Straight ahead handoff, Halverson.
Well, there's a lot of hitting going on in there, both on the Kelso and Sedro Woolley side.
Lonnie Webb wraps him up. A gain of 4. It's 2nd down and 25. So that penalty very costly to Sedro Woolley.
Now you got to watch for something tricky here because they've been successful with the pass tonight. So watch him maybe a couple fakes up the middle and bootleg action and throw the ball out.
Ball given to Halverson. Halverson across the 50 down to the Highlander 45. Lonnie Webb in on the tackle. Again, the straight handoff over left tackle, cutting to the outside, Halverson. A good block on Yordi, and then Halverson reverses his field before being tackled by Martin and Webb.
Martin and Webb do a great job on him and put a good shot on him, and it looks like Lonnie Webb's limping off. He's got a little foot injury.
Not a good sign if you're a Highlander fan.
And he's in a little bit of pain right now. Lonnie Webb's a tough kid, and he can take a lot of pain, but that's got to be hurting.
Hopefully Lonnie will be able to shake this off and get back in the action. 6:44 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Highlanders on top, 13-7. Kelso missed the extra point on their 2nd touchdown, so let's just hope that doesn't come back to haunt him, as Gary, you said earlier.
You can't afford to lose a player of the caliber of Lonnie Webb either. He's a strong defensive player, and he blows some holes in the offensive line, so we got to hope he gets back real quick.
3rd down and 15 for Sedro Woolley. Ball given to Halverson, not much room there. A gain of 1. Good reaction.
Lauren Shue, number 56. Does a great job. Here's the play again. Straight up the middle again.
Halverson cut down by Shue, a gain of 1. So good reaction by Lauren Shue.
Shue wasn't fooled a bit, and it's good to have him back from that injury because he is a mainstay in the defense and that offensive line. So 4th and 14. Like you said, Jimmy, that penalty really hurt him. And there's a good look at Webb, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain, Jimmy.
Not a good sign. It is going to be 4th down and 14 for Sedro Woolley in a punting situation. Dean Keniston standing back at the Kelso 11-yard line waiting to receive the ball. Oh, it's going to be a fake. The ball is incomplete. Caught me a little bit by surprise. The intended receiver was number 81, Mike Morgan. So kind of a strange call. Instead of pinning Kelso deep, maybe inside their 20-yard line, the Highlanders are going to get excellent field position up close to midfield.
There's a good look at the play again, and he just didn't get anything on the pass. The Highlanders had it pretty well covered, so they were pretty well prepared, and they're going to get good field position, and that's the kind of breaks Kelso needs. The kind of Sedro Woolley gave him that break, and a lot of it you got to go back to that penalty, that 15-yard penalty, and Kelso right now has got good field position, and they're just going to take it easy and see if they can get another touchdown here with 5:39 to go in the 3rd quarter.
1st and 10 Scots from their own 43-yard line. Ball given to Radcliffe. He's across the 45 up to the 46, a gain of 3. You know, Gary, that last punting formation, I don't know if you noticed this, but quarterback Cheevers was up behind the center, and it kind of brought back a few memories for me. When I was in high school, we ran the wing tee offense, and that's where our quarterback played, and the ball was snapped deep. Okay, there's a good look at Radcliffe. He's up across the 45 to the 46. Not much room. It's going to be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, that wing tee is a tough offense. I tell you, there's so much misdirection that you better be prepared for it. They'll be all over the field. They've got all kinds of fakes.
2nd and 7, Highlanders across the 45 on the option. Giles pitches it back to Radcliffe. He's got some good room. He fumbles the football, but it's recovered by Kelso. A ball bounces Kelso's way. In on the recovery, number 75, Chris Walker, alertly falls on the football at the Cub 45-yard line. A 1st down for Kelso, a gain of close to 10 yards.
Here's the play, the outside option, a good pitch. Scotty's got control of the ball, and right there from behind, somebody lays a shot, the ball comes loose, but Chris Walker alertly falls right there, and between him and Scotty Radcliffe, they wrap it up. So the breaks are definitely still going Kelso's way so far. We'll hope that that keeps going that way.
Backs split behind Giles. Straight ahead, Tommy Napier hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward across the 45, down to the 44, a gain of 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. One of the few times tonight they've actually held Tommy Napier to a gain of 1 yard.
Well, he's a tough kid to hold down. He's got so many moves, and he stays so low. If you notice, Tommy Napier's running style is so different than Scotty Radcliffe. Scotty Radcliffe is more of a power runner. He'll run right at you and run over you. Tommy will get around you any way you can.
2nd down and 9, Kelso, option right. Ball is pitched back. A good reception on the pitch by Napier. He's down to the 41-yard line, a gain of 4. So that, Napier right there showed you a good set of hands to make that grab on the pitch.
Yeah, Mike was in the grasp, and they run that outside option again, and he pitches it low, and Napier picks it up and gets a little gain, not a whole lot, but we're faced with about a 3rd and 6, so we'll see what they come up with.
3rd down and 6 for Kelso at the Sedro Woolley 41-yard line. Kelso on top, 13-7, 3:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tommy Napier over the left-hand side of the line. It's not going to be enough for the 1st down, a gain of 3, and it appears it'll bring up a punting situation for Kelso with 4th down and 3 from the Sedro Woolley 39.
There's the play again, just a straight handoff, and nothing doing. The Sedro Woolley Cubs just rise to the occasion and hold Tommy for about a 1-yard gain.
Bob Halverson in on the tackle for the Cubs. It's 4th down and 4. Kind of a squib kick down to the 10-yard line. No fair catch.
Crane.
David Crane, number 44, lowers the boom.
That was almost a costly mistake, like you said. No fair catch. Here they come. Look where David Crane comes from. He's one of the backs. And he comes flying down there. A good punt. And him and Mike Hollowell just finish him off.
Good coverage by the Kelso punting unit. Sedro Woolley is backed up deep at their own 10-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cubs. From that point, the clock has started with 2:50 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And time is becoming a factor in this 3rd quarter. We said that the Sedro Woolley Cubs are a team that likes to ground it out, so we'll see what happens the rest of this 3rd quarter. Big Jim Sillick in there.
Not much room on that run. Carl Army, who we haven't seen much of since the 1st quarter, picks up 3 yards. It's 2nd down and 7.
There's a good look at the score clock, 2:20 to go, and there's a look at the Highlander defense. And it's a good time for that Highlander defense to make a break and get the ball back to the offense like they've been doing so many times this year. There's a good look at the Sedro Woolley offense coming up, and that's what the defense looks at. So you see those 3 backs there, that's the T, and number 1 is the quarterback.
Again, misdirection. Flown's the ball carrier up to the 20. And it appears he's going to be close to the 1st down, just across the 20-yard line. Here again is that misdirection. And that was not Flown's on the carry. That was number 37, Carl Army.
Donnie Johnson does a good job coming from his cornerback position to make the tackle.
Start to bring the chains out on the field. Now the official signals 1st down. So the sticks are moved. It'll be 1st and 10 Sedro Woolley from their own 21-yard line.
Defense needs to rise to the occasion. Lonnie Webb's down on the sidelines running it off, so hopefully he'll get back in there. They need him in the middle.
Halfback pass.
Gonna be picked
it's
off.
intercepted. Kevin Corthius, the 20, inside the 25. There is a flag on the play. We may have a clip on Kelso.
But it's after the interception, Jimmy.
So Kevin Corthius alertly, here's the play again. Greg Mitchell in the backfield disrupting the play.
That wasn't the plan there. You saw that. Well, they're talking with Sedro Woolley, so they're going to take the call, but it is after the interception. But we saw on that instant replay, the quarterback, Cheever flipped the ball back to the halfback who really wasn't waiting for it, and he threw the ball, and that's kind of a dangerous play, and that's what can really hurt you. And the Highlanders are going to have the ball at the 46-yard line of Sedro Woolley in good position, so a break again helps, and there's the call.
Clipping against Kelso after the interception is going to mark it back to the Sedro Woolley 47-yard line. So still a good field position for Kelso even after the penalty. And right now Kelso would like nothing more than to punch it back in the end zone and get that lead up to 20-7.
Eat up plenty of time, put a good drive together, and go into that fourth quarter with another touchdown.
Giles back to pass. He's got some time. He's going down the field. Kevin Corthius, the intended receiver at about the 10-yard line.
Mike thought he was going to cut across the middle, but Kevin had different ideas. So there's a mix-up on somebody's coverage there, somebody's pattern. There it is again.
Like you say, Gary, I think Giles was waiting for Corthius to cut in.
Kind of a timing pattern, and the timing was definitely broken down.
Ball was overthrown. It's incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Highlanders. Again from the CUB 47-yard line.
They need to get the ball down, at least get it into field goal position for Scott Olin and tack some more points onto that lead.
Radcliffe and Napier split behind Giles. Ball given to Radcliffe. He's up to the 45-yard line, a gain of 2, and that's all.
Yards are coming tough. Sedro Woolley Cubs doing a job.
And on the tackle for Sedro Woolley, number 70, John Warchow. So a good reaction again by the interior defensive line of the Cubs.
Highlanders got to make it happen. They got the ball on the 46-yard line. They got this break, but they're not taking advantage of it, and that's the key right now to breaks. You've got to take advantage of it.
2nd down and 9, a gain of 1 on the previous play. Giles is going to be sacked for a loss. Back at his own 47-yard line. In on the tackle, number 64, Dan Edwards.
It's a good look at the play. Fights off the block, and he's just totally surrounded. Not a lot of blocking.
It's 4th down and 15 for Kelso. Cordnap standing back at his own 36-yard line to punt the ball away.
I don't believe they'll get it off.
That will end. The clock has run out, but they let the play stand. The ball is fair caught and then fumbled loose, and I believe the Highlanders have it. The Kelso Highlanders have the football. Doug Yorty, number 37, again alertly down on the coverage, falls on the football.
You know, if you go back and really look at it, the play should have never been run. There it is again. There's no time on the clock right now. Tommy Cornett gets a good punt away, almost blocked. The fair catch by number 10, Reeves.
Flores,
excuse me.
It's Flones, excuse me, Flones.
I got it wrong 3 times. And there's 4 Highlanders down there. They alertly get on the ball, and another break for the Highlanders.
Flones looked the wrong way after the ball hit the ground. He didn't know where it was, so the Highlanders get a big break. After 3 quarters of play, our score from the KingDome, Kelso 13, Sedro Woolley 7. We'll be back after this. I'm Jim Barner with Gary Holdy. We're back at the KingDome in Seattle to start the 4th and final period of the 1983 AA State Championship game between Kelso and Sedro Woolley, and the Highlanders are on top at this point, 13-7. And a big break. The Highlanders have good field position at the CUB 23-yard line after that fumble.
They definitely got to make something happen here, Jim. They didn't take advantage of the last break. They run a few plays, then they've got a punt, then they cause another break. And the Highlanders have got to be opportunistic here, and they got to put this ball in the end zone.
First and 10 Highlanders. Giles is going to give it to the first man through, Napier. He's down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 2, and that's all. In on the tackle for Sedro Woolley, Mike Morgan, again, number 81. It's second down and a short 7.
The Sedro Wooley defense has been tough. They've given up a couple big plays, both to Radcliffe on outside runs. So if we can get Scotty outside or Tommy Napier outside again, hopefully we can get another play. But those yards are coming awful tough.
Sedro Woolley defense is getting tough, like Gary said, down inside the 20. Second and 7 Highlanders. Option, pitch the ball back. And Radcliffe is buried at the 27-yard line right when he received the ball. In on the tackle, David Reeves. And that was just a good athletic move there by Tommy Napier to hang on to that football. Right when he received it, he was hit by Reeves.
They've shut down that option in this final quarter here, and in the third. It's good time maybe for a draw to shut down some of that pursuit, Jimmy.
The play a little bit late getting into the Kelso huddle. Let's hope they can get it off without a delay of game. 10:53 remaining in the game. Kelso on top, 13-7.
They're going to have to hurry. There it is.
There's the flag. Again, that seems to be a problem that has plagued the Highlanders all season at times, getting the play in late and costing them 5 yards.
But this one is offsides.
Okay, it is. You're right. This is not delay a game. It's still going to be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll bring up third down and 18. So Kelso almost was in field goal range down around the 20-yard line. Now they're backed up outside the 30 to the Sedro Wooley 31. It's going to be third and 18.
They continue to hurt themselves with mistakes here. They get a big break, and then they make a mistake, and they can't afford that. They've got to make something happen.
Third and long. We'll wait and see what Kelso does. Double tight ends. Backs split behind Giles. Play fake up the middle. Giles has some time. He's going to Johnson. He's open. He makes the catch of the 10.
Fantastic
What
catch.
a catch. The ball was behind Corey Johnson, number 22, but he came back and made the grab at the 9-yard line. That was, again, a good athletic catch. There's a good look at Giles back in the pocket. Has a lot of time. And there's Johnson making the over-the-shoulder catch at the 9-yard line.
I tell you, that might end up being the catch of the year for the Highlanders. That was tremendous. Mike waited as long as he could and hit Corey Johnson, and tremendous athletic catch by Corey Johnson.
First and goal, Highlanders from the Sedro Wooley 9. Giles keeps it on the option. He's going to fight hard for 2 yards down to the 7. So not much room again. Giles on the fake, keeps the ball, turns inside, and he's hit hard.
Sedro Wooley made some changes at halftime, and since that first half, they've done a good job against the option here. And Highlanders got to do something, get some misdirection or something, get that ball in the end zone, Jim.
John Simmons for Sedro Wooley will be credited with the tackle. It's second and goal from the 7-yard line. Again, double tight ends for the Scots.
Go, you bet!
Touchdown, Kelso!
That's his third one of the night.
Scotty Radcliffe bangs off right tackle for 7 yards.
Oh, what a night for Scotty Radcliffe.
And the Highlanders may be heading for their first state football championship. It's a little early, I don't want to say it, but they're heading that way.
Well, the Highlander fans would like to see that. I tell you what, here goes again. Mike Giles comes down the line, gives the ball to Scotty Radcliffe, and it's a race to the corner, and Scotty wins it again. That's the third touchdown for Scott Radcliffe tonight.
The score comes with 9:32 remaining in the game. I think Kelso's going to call timeout. They are. Mike Giles signals for the timeout. They're going to come over and talk this over, whether they want to go for 2 or the 1.
They might end up going for 2 because they didn't get that 1 extra point, and 2 would really help.
Stay with us. We're going to break away again for just a minute to acknowledge some of our sponsors, and we'll be back with the final 9:32 after this. Partner with my partner Gary Holdy, and we're back for the final 9:32, and we're also going to be back for the point after touchdown attempt. after that 7-yard run by Scotty Radcliffe. This is a critical 2-point conversion.
They're getting rid of the tee, so they're going for 2, and let's try to get that one in the end zone, and that would really help right now, Jim. Like we mentioned earlier, Sedro Woolley is a team that has to grind it out. They're not a real explosive offensive team. They've got some tremendous weapons, but they work on you and work on you and work on you. So this has got to be a tough position for them, but I tell you what, they are not 12-0 for nothing, Jim Barner, and they'll be heard from before this game's out. Crucial play right here.
Kelso going for the 2-point conversion. Radcliffe and Napier split behind Giles. Giles is going to throw. He's going for Corthius. He's got it. It's good. The 2-point conversion is successful. Giles to Corthius.
Great play. Good timing pattern.
9:32. Here's another look at it again. A weak play fake to Radcliffe up the middle. Then Giles goes for the corner. Corthius has his man beat by several yards and makes the catch and keeps both feet in. With 9:32 to go in the game, the Highlanders 21 and the Cubs of Sedro Woolley 7.
And the Kelso fans are going wild. They're liking this, and there's Corthius in the end zone. I tell you, Jimmy, this is what we wanted to see. The Highlanders are excited. They talked all year about a AA championship. They haven't got it yet, but they got to be feeling good right now with a 14-point lead.
I don't know about you, Gary, but I am really excited right now.
I'm trying to hold it in, but I tell you, it's tough because we've waited so long for this. We've waited all year. Kelso's waited for a few years, and now it's close.
It's got to be tough for you. You used to wear the blue and gold.
Well, we had a bad season when I was there my senior year. The other 2 years we were tough. But I tell you what, this is exciting, and they've got some good talent on that Highlander team, and it's been a total team effort tonight, and we'll see what happens in the final 9:32. It's far from over.
Larry Spieth in to kick the ball off for Kelso. Kelso's got to get down here now and get good coverage on the kickoff and play some good defense.
They can't give up a big break here. They need to get down there, and somebody needs to lay a shot on them and hold them deep.
Spieth kicks the ball off. It's inside the 20 down to the 14-yard line. Good
nice
coverage.
Shot.
Mike Hollowell, number 94. Nails the return man, whose name we do not have, number 3 for the Cubs, at about the 26-yard line.
And he's still down. Mike Hollowell just laid a shot. I tell you what, number 94, here we get a look at it. It's not a long kick, but from the left or the right side of the screen, you'll see number 94 come into the picture right there.
Meet Mr. Hollowell.
Mr. Hollowell's been doing a fine job all year. I tell you what, he doesn't get a lot of playing time in the offense and the defense, but on special teams, he is murder. And number 3 found that out right there. We hope he's all right and to get back in the ball game.
While we've got a minute here, Gary and myself, along with KLTV, would also like to thank Cortons of Longview, Mark Wool and Dan Medak, for helping supply some of the equipment used in tonight's broadcast. So, again, thanks to Cortons for their support.
9:25, the clock is running, Jimmy, and it's time for that defense to show why it's one of the better defenses in the state.
Ball given to Flones. He's up across the 30, still on his feet, up to the 32. Radcliffe, along with Yordy, in on the stop for the Highlanders. And like you said, Gary, we've said this again and again. Here's the play again. Sedro Wooley is a grinded out, pounded out type of offense without the explosiveness of the pass. So they're down 14 points and the clock's running under 9 minutes. This is going to be tough for the Cubs.
It's going to be tough, and the Highlanders can kind of sit back. They've had good success throwing the ball, Sedro Wooley has tonight. There's a good look at the offense up to the line, but we're going to have to see what happens here.
Cheever in a quarterback, gives the ball to Flones on the halfback pass. The ball is thrown. It's incomplete. No interference call.
Good timing by the Highlander defender.
I think Corthius, the official's going to rule that Corthius was playing the football. The intended receiver, Morgan, 81. He is just livid. Excuse me. Yeah, it's Morgan, 81. And he is hot.
Here we'll see it again. You judge it at home.
Halfback pass, ball handed off to Flones. He's dropping back to throw. He gets good pressure there by Eddie Martin.
It was tough to see on the replay, but it looked like from here, folks, that he was playing the ball, and it looked like a good call. Official was right on top of the ball.
Cub fans don't like the call. It's 3rd down and 4 for Sedro Woolley from their own 32-yard line. Greg Cheever in a quarterback. He's going to give the ball to Flown. He's up to the 35, still on his feet up to the 38-yard line. So a gain of 8 gives the Cubs a first down, and that'll stop the clock with 8:25 to go to move the chains.
Again, we see that they're taking a lot of time. It's been a little over a minute since they got the ball, and if they keep it at this pace, they'll be hard-pressed to get 2 scores. So the Highlander defense is kind of sitting back. They'll give them the 4 and 5 yards at a crack, but they just can't give them the big play.
First and 10 Cubs from their own 37-yard line. Ball kept by Cheevers. He's going to pass. He's got his man, Morgan. Morgan still on his feet, up close to midfield, up to the Sedro Woolley 49-yard line. In on the tackle, Lauren Shue, knocking him down, so a gain of close to 10 yards. And it is a first down.
A good play by Sedro Woolley. They had some success again tonight with the pass. But the Highlander defender did a good job keeping him in bounds, and they'll start that clock up again, and hopefully it'll run a little bit faster.
Just under 8 minutes to go in the game. Kelso on top, 21-7. Ball handed off to Halverson. Not much room there. He's up to midfield, a gain of 2, and that's all. And Halverson has just been held to basically not a whole lot, just basically nothing. There's a good look. I believe that's Lonnie Webb with the ice on the knee. So
I can't tell on that picture. No, it's number 76, Jim Sillick.
You're right, that's Jim Sillick. So
another big guy that they can't afford to lose.
Cheever going to keep the ball, puts it on his hip. He's rolling out, now being pursued by Mitchell. He throws the ball late. The ball is complete. Inside the Kelso 45-yard line. Keniston, Yordy, and Radcliffe, along with Shue, in on the tackle.
And they got another guy hurt here, is that number 81?
If it is, it's Morgan. Morgan has been instrumental.
Dean Keniston laid a good shot on him, but he wouldn't go down. He was fighting for more yardage, and a few of the other Highlanders got there, and they laid some pretty good shots, and he's in a little bit of pain right now. Here again we see with 7 minutes to go, it's taken 2 minutes and they haven't got a score yet. So it's taken them quite a bit of time, but that Highlander defense has got to play the pass. They've got to watch that pass, and before they come up to try to get the run, they got to make sure it's not some kind of a halfback pass, and they got to make sure that the receivers are covered.
Again, we want to thank our sponsors for this championship game. We have 24 sponsors who have helped donate money to make this broadcast possible. And again, patronize these sponsors and let them know you saw their spots on KLTV's Highlander Football, because without them, this broadcast, again, would not be possible.
And again, we thank those who couldn't contribute because they've already had their budgets made up and they really couldn't afford it at the time. But we realize that the way businesses are right now. There's number 89.
Steve Lavasse.
Lavasse getting up, so that's good to see him get to his feet, and hopefully he'll come back. But we, again, thank our sponsors, and we thank everybody that's throughout the year has sponsored, everybody who has helped us. The athletic departments throughout the state have been great. WIAA officials for allowing us to cover the game. KLTV, you know, you can go on, and it's not a one-man show. We kind of get in front of the cameras a lot, but I tell you, there's a lot of people that work hard for this.
Third down and short. Ball's pitched back to Reeves. He's inside the 45. Down to the 42-yard line. It's going to be close. I think the officials are going to stop the clock and measure. Now, if he's short, I'm sure they're going to go for it, Gary. But still, it'd be an interesting call on fourth down. It is going to be short. It's fourth down and about a foot. So Sedro Woolley faced with a critical fourth down play with 6:36 remaining in the game.
And what a time for the Highlander defense to rise to the occasion here.
Greg Cheever leads the Cubs up to the line of scrimmage in the full house T backfield. Cheever's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down a lot more. A gain of about 3 yards inside the Highlander 40-yard line. The officials will stop the clock and move the sticks. 6:20 remaining in the game, and our score again is Kelso 21 and Sedro Woolley 7. There's a good look at Cheever.
Cheevers takes a couple good shots from the Highlander defenders. They'll give him a couple yards because it's taken 3 minutes so far and they haven't given up anything. But Sedro Woolley can score at any time. They're just going to have to keep playing good defense and protect that 14-point lead.
Ball again faked to Halverson, kept by Cheevers. He's got his man open. It's incomplete. Good pass defense. by Doug Yorty at the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you, number 37, Mr. Yorty's done a good job all year, and he is in the right place at the right time. He plays that free safety position, and he does a tremendous job.
The pass ball's incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10 for Sedro Woolley. Again from the Highlander 37-yard line. There's a good look at the scoreboard.
Plenty of time left, Jimmy. This game is far from being over.
Again, Sedro Woolley in the full house backfield. Ball given to Halverson. He's got some room. He's up over the, across the 30, down inside the 30, down to the Highlander 27 or 8-yard line, down to the 27. It's going to be close for a first down.
Just a little bit short. But I'll tell you, I'm starting to get nervous. They're doing a good job.
Officials are now going to stop the clock, I believe, and bring the chains out and measure. It is an official's timeout. So with 5:43 remaining in the game, chains are going to come out, measure for the first down. And this, like we said earlier, this drive is consuming a lot of time for Sedro Woolley.
A lot of time, but if they can get it in here within, a couple minutes and do a good job, there's a first down. Do a good job on the defense, they can get the ball back with plenty of time to score and send this thing into overtime. So Kelso's, they can give up 2 and 3, but they can't give up the big play like that, 9 and 10 yards. They've got to put the stoppers on them and make something happen like they've done all year.
1st and 10 Cubs. Ball given to Halverson. He's got some room. He fights hard for 5 yards. Looks like there's a flag on the play.
Looks like it's in a position where it could be against Sedro Woolley, maybe
a
a hold.
It is. It's a holding against the Sedro Woolley Cubs. So a good break for the Highlanders. There's the play again on replay. Halverson fought for about 5 yards, but it won't stand, and they're going to mark off the penalty from the 27-yard line.
You could actually call that a 20-yard penalty, 15 yards to the penalty, and then 5 yards for the gain that is negated. So that's got to help the Highlanders.
Ball will be spotted at the 42-yard line. A costly penalty for the Cubs. Holding Sedro Woolley.
Now the defense has got to pick one off. They've got to get them in a position, 1st and 25, where they might throw. They've got to pick one off. Here's a good look at the Highlander coaching staff and Dr. Starr down there.
1st and 25, Sedro Woolley from the Kelso 42. Cheever keeps the ball on his hip. He's going to throw the ball deep. The ball is caught by Morgan, the 21-yard line.
Beautiful catch.
So they come back and get 21 or 2 yards on the first play.
Time continues to run, 5 minutes. Here's a good look at the play again. A little bit behind. Morgan makes a nice catch. Pays the price for the catch. Almost fumbled it.
It's a good thing the ball was thrown behind him. Kelso had good coverage if the ball was in the right place.
They've got to go to work right here. They've got to get tough.
2nd down and 5.
Good job, defense.
Ball given straight ahead to Halverson. And he bangs down to the 20-yard line, a gain of 2. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
This has been a 5-minute drive so far, and Sedro Woolley's, their offense is doing a good job, but it's kind of hurting them because they're taking so much time. We're getting down towards 4 minutes.
4:20 to go in the game.
The Highlander fans are crying for defense.
3rd down and 3. Cheever is going to be hit for a loss by Greg Mitchell, number 36. So a little bit of misdirection. Cheever keeps the ball and is nailed at the 24-yard line.
There's a good look at the play. Cheevers keeps it, and right there is Greg Mitchell, number 36, wraps him up. And important, it stops, puts him in a 4th down to go, but it also keeps that clock moving.
Mitchell there in the backfield. They give him the fake. Mitchell says, no way, and drills Cheever for the big loss.
And this is the play. This could be the play of the entire season, 4th and 7.
4th down and 7 against Sedro Woolley in the full house T backfield. Kelso almost jumps off sides, gets back. Long count. Cheever's going to give the ball to Halverson. The ball is fumbled loose, and the Highlanders recover the ball. It will be blown dead at about the 20.
He threw it forward. A good try by him. Tried to make things happen. The Highlanders have held.
So the Highlander defense rises to the occasion with 3:19 to go in the game.
And director Ron Staggs goes crazy. There it is, the ball on the ground. He threw it forward, and Yorty recovered anyway. but they spotted the ball, I believe, about the 19-yard line.
You've got to give Halverson credit on that play. That's the thing where you're going down. You got to make something happen. Why not pitch it out? He knew he was short of the first down, but the officials on top of the play blew it dead at the 20-yard line. So
Highlanders late getting in the play. Excuse me, Jimmy. They got to hurry up to the line and get this play off and not get any penalties and back themselves up.
we are under 3 minutes to go in the game. Highlanders on top by 14. Ball given to Napier. He's got some room to the outside. Across the 25 up to the 28-yard line. Flones in on the tackle, number 10. David Flones for the Cubs. A gain of 9 yards. It's 2nd down and 1. There's a good look at the play again. Good hard running by Napier.
He's got that ball protected with 2 hands there, and that's what you got to have. 2nd down and 1, 2:30 to go. Highlanders are getting excited. The fans are just on the edge of their seats here, and we're going crazy too. There's a good look at the fans.
2:24 to go in the game. 2nd down and 1. Highlanders. Ball given to Napier. He's got the first down. He reverses his field. He had it now. He was across the 30 up to about the 32, reversed his field, and is finally tackled at the 31-yard line. He has the first down, however.
Let's good look at the play. Straight handoff, and he's got the first down, cuts and tries to get some more.
Comes back, still on his feet. Good effort by Tommy Napier, fighting for every yard he can get.
2 minutes and 12 seconds. The clock is running. I'll tell you, I'm just getting jittery because I'm excited. 2 minutes to go. The Highlanders are 2 minutes away from being the AA state champions in their first football championship.
And KLTV Channel 3 of Longview is here to bring you the action.
And we're excited about that.
Ball given to Radcliffe. He fumbles the football. And I believe Sedro Woolley has recovered. They have. So that's just what you don't want to do. And the Cubs get a big break with 1:47 to go. There's the handoff right there on the replay. The ball squirts loose. And here come the blue jerseys right there.
Sedro Wooley's got their full complement of timeouts with 3 minutes, but the clock, excuse me, we've got a...
Officials are going to call timeout, get things straightened out here. We'll wait for the officials' indication. We have 1:46 to go in the game. 1st and 10 Cubs from the Highlander 29-yard line.
Good look at the score clock.
Exciting AA state championship football, Gary.
I'll tell you what, the Highlanders made it exciting by fumbling that one away, but they're going to have to just go to work right here and stop them.
We'll be back for the final 1:46 of this AA state championship game from the KingDome. Stay with us. I'm Jim Barner with Gary Holdy, my sidekick. We're back for the final 1:46 to go of this game. And it's been an exciting week all week, Gary. I've been looking forward to coming up to Seattle and covering this game and having it shown back in the local area. And as the people at work, the Employment Security Office down in Kelso, where I work, they know that's what I've been talking about for the past 5 or 6 days.
I'm the same way. I've been talking about it, and we've been talking about it all year trying to get here. They counted that timeout to Sedro Wooley, by the way, so they've only got 2 left, 1:46, and they've got the ball at the 29-yard line, and it's up to the Highlander defense.
Cheevers play fake twice, back to pass. He's going down deep over the middle. He's got his man wide open. He's got it. Touchdown Cubs. No, they're going to roll it incomplete.
We'll have to take a look at that on the instant replay. Must not have had possession.
There's one fake. There's 2 fakes. The second fake right there to number 37, Army. And the ball thrown right down the middle. Corthius on coverage for the Highlanders. It appears he had, well, there, no, I don't believe he ever did have possession. The ball falls incomplete. Good call by the official.
See it on the replay. It looked like a good call again. I know that there's been a couple tight ones, and they went against Sedro Wooley, but that was a good call, and you didn't get much reaction after the replay from the Sedro Wooley fans.
1:37 to go in the game. Sedro Wooley down by 14. They're going to give the ball up the middle.
That's going to cost them.
Down to the 25. Cheevers signals for a timeout to stop the clock with 1:31.
I don't understand the call, Jimmy. That's just going to waste another timeout, and it's just making it, you know, a few more nails in the coffin.
Also going to bring up 3rd down.
Third down and a long 7. They're going to have to try to get, you know, a big chunky yardage. The Highlanders will be playing it loose. They'll be playing back off the ball and try to get through this 131 and get out of here with the state AA championship and the first championship for a Highlander football team in the history of the school.
Okay, here I'd also like to thank the crew that's here today. Gary Hill from KLTV, the director, is here. Betsy Sundell is helping out with the sound, and Ron Staggs is helping out with the directing. So, again, we've got 3 or 4 people who aren't seen very much, but they're every much a part of this as anybody.
We'd like to thank some of the cameramen and all those that have helped out throughout the year, too. We've had some really great support. We'd like to thank all the Highlanders for tuning it in and making this an exciting year for Kelso. And we hope you've enjoyed the coverage. And like I said, we're trying to put together a basketball package. Jim and I won't be doing all the games. They have some other announcers that are going to be really good. So
probably some better ones.
Probably, yeah. You know, they couldn't get any worse, I guess. But here we go. 1:31 to go. 3rd and 7 on the 26.
3rd and 7 Cubs from the Highlander 27. Here comes Eddie Martin storming in the ball. Fumble! Pick it up, pick it up!
Go! Greg Mitchell!
A foot race, 20, 15, oh, inside the 15.
Greg Mitchell! And that's going to seal it right there.
Down to the 10-yard line. Brambles number 36, Greg Mitchell.
But that fumble was caused by number
64.
64, Big Eddie Martin in his final game as a senior. Makes probably the biggest play of his career. There comes Greg Mitchell. Gets the handle on it, takes off. And it's hot pursuit. And all he can see is a goal line.
Here comes Halverson. Halverson's got speed, and it takes him about 30 yards to make the tackle. So
Greg Mitchell is very quick, and he just put his nose towards the goal line, and they're going to crank the clock up, and the offense has got the ball at about the 11-yard line.
I'm glad of one thing, Gary.
What's that?
We don't get excited.
I know it. We don't like this game.
1st and 10 Highlanders. They're going to hang on to this puppy. Napier inside
Tommy
the 5.
Nice move.
Touchdown, Kelso! All right.
Hey, turn out the lights.
I want you to sing.
I would, but I'm too excited. Tommy Napier. Oh my, and the fans from Kelso, they got those yellow sheets going
The thing
crazy.
is busted open now. There goes Tommy Napier on the left-hand side. A good move at the 5-yard line.
Puts his head down, he's in the end zone. My, oh my! Highlander football at its finest. We've got it for you on KLTV.
There's a good look at in about another minute, the 1982 AA state champion Kelso Highlanders. 1983. I'm so excited, I don't even know what year it is.
Scotty Olin's going to try to tack on another one. It's good. 28-7. My oh my, those Highlanders, you gotta like that football team. They never give up.
There's the extra point.
And it's perfect.
How do you feel right now, Gary?
Oh, I'm just excited. I try not to get too excited. You know me, I'm kind of low-key. But at this moment right now, 55 seconds away from the first championship in Highlander history, and it comes with a Kelso Highlander football team in their first year in AA. And I tell you what, 28-7 looks awful good on the scoreboard, Jimmy.
You know, Gary, I was going to tell you why I picked you to be my color man this year. Did you ever wonder why?
Not because we're related?
Not because we're related. It's because you're the same kind of guy I am, low-key.
Yeah, we're real low-key.
There's a good... Go ahead.
We just kind of like to come and watch the football game and say a few words.
Sit on our hands and not really say much. There's a good look at the Highlanders. Tommy Napier got the #1 sign up.
I'll tell you what,
he
can do that.
That's right. They have every right to. Kelso stumbled twice during the regular season against South Kitsap early on and then against Prairie. But since then, the Highlanders have come roaring back.
What a machine. The truck stops here.
The truck stop is here. Spieth kicks the ball off a wobbly kick that goes inside the 15. Return back to the 30. And I wish Gary and myself had the young man's name for Sedro Woolley, #3. We don't. The ball is brought back to the 35-yard line. David Crane and Doug Yorty and Mike Hollowell. Number 94 in on the tackle.
This is the reason why the special teams are so tough. I want you to watch for number 21, Donnie Johnson, and watch how he plays his position. There's no place to go. Right here comes Donnie Johnson, stays home, turns the play inside. The rest of the blue shirts, Mike Martin, Doug Yorty show up, and it's over. We got a new quarterback in the game.
Ball is given to number 42, Jim Dietz. Dietz is going to pick up about 5 yards. It'll be second down and 5, and the officials are stopping the clock.
Sedro Wooley calls his last timeout.
And here comes some new white shirts. There comes Eddie Martin. There's a good look at Coach Hunt right there, Assistant Coach Hunt. They're going to get some fresh troops into the game.
I like that. They get all these young kids in there to get a chance to play, and maybe, you know, it could be their last KingBowl. You never know, but they're giving them all a chance to play, and they're bringing out those Highlander starters, and they are excited on the sidelines, folks, and they've got a right to be. They're 33 seconds away from the state AA football championship, and that's Highlander football, and we've got it for you again on KLTV in Longview.
You know, Gary, this is the second KingBowl I've been to. I came in 1980, saw the Centralia Tigers win the AA championship. I kind of had some feelings in that. My dad went to high school in Centralia. That was a good win. Now we're up here for KLTV covering the Highlanders, and the Highlanders are winning.
And there's the band, and they're excited. They're beating that bass drum. The fans are waving the flags. I'll tell you what, you got to be excited. There's a good look at a couple good-looking gentlemen, and of course I'm better looking. But back to the game, they're getting some more white shirts in there. They might get a penalty for running a guy off late.
That's enough.
Scotty Radcliffe comes out of the game.
That's enough, Gary.
I'll tell you, all in one breath. They didn't even start the clock.
Flags blow the play dead. I don't even know if I can talk.
I'm just excited. I don't know. 2nd and 5 on the 40-yard line, 33 seconds away from a championship. You got to get excited. Even you.
Even I'm excited. The call's against Kelso. We have an offsides penalty. It's going to cost them 5 yards. The ball will be spotted up right near the 45-yard line. It's second down and less than a yard.
That happens when you get those new white shirts in there. They just get excited. There's a good look at the cheerleader and that Kelso #1 sign. Sedro Wooley's got a lot of fresh troops in there getting some time too. On the outside, he's going to get out of bounds, stop the clock.
A good hit on the sidelines. The ball carrier for Sedro Wooley, Chris Boyd, the new quarterback.
And those white shirts are anxious to get a little piece of the Sedro Wooley Cubs.
Monty Keniston in on the tackle, number 61 for the Highlanders.
You got to like it. There's a good look at the crowd. They've showed out in groves. And we are 25 seconds away, Jimbo. I tell you, Jim, I've really enjoyed working with you this year. I'm glad you asked me. I've had a great time. I don't know a lot about football, but we've had a good time. And the Highlander football team has done a great job this year.
Here comes the rush, the blitz. Number 65 for the Highlanders, Eric Montgomery, in on the sack.
And that's going to do it.
Here's another look at the play. Montgomery's going to come storming in from the right-hand corner of your screen. He makes the tackle on number 8, Chris Boyd.
I guess they had another timeout. The scoreboard clock was wrong.
The clock is stopped. Sedro Wooley uses their last timeout with 14 seconds to go. There's a good look at the clock.
Coach Hunt's out there talking to those new fresh troops. There goes David Crane in the ball game.
Here's an interesting statistic. Look at the scoreboard there, Gary. Look at the first downs.
20-11, Sedro
Wooley.
But see, that's what we talked about. There's the Highlander fans. The Sedro Wooley Cubs will eat up a lot of time. They'll eat up a lot of ground, but they don't score quick. And they have to be in the lead in order to make that offense do what it really wants to do. It's not a come-from-behind offense, where the Highlanders are a very explosive team, and we've seen that in the fact that Radcliffe nails 2 quick runs, and Napier got another one, and then the big play. They've just done a great job, and I've enjoyed covering Highlander football with you, and it's just been a fantastic year.
Again, if you have any comments, please let us know. We enjoy hearing from some of the people who view Highlander football. Box 12 Longview or 636-3310. Give us a call.
Last play of the game right here, Jimbo.
Here comes the rush again. Passes.
Intercepted Scotty Ham.
Scott Ham, I believe we're going to have offensive interference. 6 seconds to go in the game. A good play by Ham. Boyd's pass, not a good pass, overthrown. Ham makes the interception. We'll wait for the official's indication. It's interference. Sedro Wooley.
So the interception will stand. I guarantee we're going to see number 10 at quarterback.
Here comes Boyd's pass, getting some pressure Gets the ball away, but it is overthrown, and there's number 8, Scott Ham.
Great position.
He looks like the intended receiver.
Great
Makes
position.
the grab.
And you notice Scotty Olin, is that Scotty Olin back there? No, that's Corey Johnson back there protecting in case he did get burnt. We got a new quarterback, Tommy Craig. We got a bunch of new people in there. There's another smiling Highlander. They're excited because
they're not going to get it off.
They're not going to get it.
That's it.
Kelso, AA state champions.
What a game.
You got to like them Highlanders.
The 1982 state AA Washington football champions. 1983, Gary, I don't even know what year it is. Class AA champions, 1983, Kelso Hilanders.
And it's been an exciting year. We've enjoyed covering it for you. And we've enjoyed covering everybody, but these Highlander football team has had a fantastic year. They've come back from a couple lows. There's everybody going crazy in the stands. They're on the field. It's just exciting. And I tell you what, there comes David Crane with his number 1 sign in the air. The Highlanders have done it, Jimmy, and I tell you, I've enjoyed it.
It's been fun, Gary. I couldn't have picked somebody better to work with this entire year. I've enjoyed every minute of it. And we only missed 2 games this year due to a few reasons. We couldn't get approval from one of the team's coaches, but we were glad to be here for this 1983 King Bowl.
It's been exciting, and they're going to go down on the field and award the trophy, and hopefully we'll get that on the screen.
Head coach Ed Lelanen being carried off the field by the Highlanders.
That's got to feel good for Coach Ed Lelanen. There's a good picture of him on top of all his players with the number 1 sign. I'll tell you, there's going to be some celebrating in Kelso tonight.
You've got to give these Highlanders a lot of credit. Back when they dropped to AA, everybody was saying, they're going to walk through the regular season, they're going to walk through the playoffs and get to the King Bowl. You just don't do that just because you dropped to AA. This team has a lot of character. They showed that they could live with the pressure, come back, win the ball games, and finally win it all.
They went down to Prairie. I mean, they faced that tough South Kitsap team and had them down and lost. We're going to go down on the field.
I believe we're going to see the presentation first. The second place award to the Sedro Wooley Cubs on the far side of the field.
I tell you, they're a good football team and they've played hard, and 12-1's a fantastic year and second best team in the state.
Are you surprised at the score, Gary? 28-7 Kelso?
I'm not real surprised. I figured that Kelso would put a lot of points on. We knew that Sedro Wooley would have to score quick, and they did that. But the Highlanders come back and put a lot of points on the board, and they deserve the victory.
There's a good look at the celebration going on in front of that big trophy with the big goal football.
And that's going to look good in that Highlander trophy case. I'll tell you, you can't take anything away from Sedro Wooley, though. They played hard, they fought hard. They deserve to be in this King Bowl.
Talk about the team. Mark Evans.
Thank you very much. Sure, it's great to see all these fans here. We had one great season. We could have done it without you people up there. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
It's a presentation to Sedro Wooley, the second place trophy.
We accept the second place trophy with our heads up real high. I want to introduce our captains who accepted. Number 1, Greg Cheever. 10, David Flonis. 24, David Reeves. 27, Bob Halverson. And the rest of the Sedro Wooley Cubs. Thank you very much.
They got nothing to hang their heads about. They played tough.
They're a good football team, Gary.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring you back to the west side lines to the champions.
There's a good look at the Highlanders.
The superintendent of schools in Kelso is Dr. Byron Leeper. The principal is William Wilson. The board members present are Roy Parsons, Dan Price, the vice president. The president is Don Mott, Bob Simmons, and Ruth Clark. And the WIA presenter is Bill Brumsicle. Now to field level for the presentation.
The truck stops here.
The Kelso Highlanders, in their very first year of AA ball, are the state champions
Good-looking piece of hardware.
This is a trophy that Kelso will keep forever. Captains? This trophy is in the school for 1 year. Congratulations, Coach. Coach Olin, the state champion, Kelso Hilanders.
That crowd reaction tells you the way it is. They're pumped up here at the KingDome.
Number one, of course, means a great deal to us, and this great bunch of players we've had this year, it's been a goal for everyone. Once again, I would, though, like to say this. You folks up there have been number one with us for a long time. You're still number one with us. We're number one together. Let's enjoy it. Maybe we'll make it again. Thank you.
Again, it's a good look at that trophy that Kelso will hold on for a year, and I guarantee they're going to give it a good shot to hold on to it next year. Again, Coach Lelanen.
Okay, Gary, what I'd like to do right now is thank our sponsors. Billy Scroggins of King Century 21 Realty, Clary Chevrolet, Searing Electric, Pocketful of Fashion, Cliffs Hilltop Market, Highlander Bowl, Leonard Trucking, Skate World, Tollycraft, Arnold's, Farrell Lumber, Faith Temple Daycare, Taft Logging, Hamer Electric, the Downtown Pan Company, Natural Image, Emerson's J&J Trophies, Peter's Restaurant, Twin City Plumbing, LP&H, Kelso Branch, Old National Bank, Tananabun, The Locker Room. Again, Cortons for helping us with some of the equipment for tonight's broadcast. The athletic directors of Kelso High School, Mark Morris High School, and Ari Long, as well as Sedro Woolley. The WIAA, Michael Campbell Sports Incorporated. The list goes on and on. Everybody at KLTV, their staff. It's just been a team effort, Gary, and I've enjoyed every single minute of it this 1983 season.
And what a year. We started out, we went to places like we said, Camas, Centralia, or excuse me, Chehalis. We just ended up in the KingBowl, and it's been exciting. I've enjoyed working with you. We've enjoyed the staff here, and it's just great to be the AA state champions of 1983.
This is a victory that Kelso will long savor, this championship. Again, we've sat out in the rain, we've sat in the cold, we've watched the games in the mud, but this is the topper, the KingDome, Seattle, Washington, the 1983 state AA champions, the Kelso Hilanders.
What more can you add to it? They put it together, like you said, a great team effort, and I'll tell you, it's been fantastic, and you can't take anything away from Sedro Woolley, but those Highlanders just came out here with the intensity that they've played with all year long, except for a couple games, and they just did an outstanding job.
Okay, there's a good look at the Kelso Hilanders getting ready for a team picture. I'd like to again thank some of the people at Kelso High School who have been more than cooperative with us all season long, starting back in early September. Principal of Kelso High School, Bill Moulton, Athletic Director, Leroy Failing, and also the custodian who's helped us out at all the home games at Schroeder Field, Doug Somerville. We can't say enough about any one of those three people. There again is a good look at the 1983 state AA champions, the Highlanders from Kelso, Washington. Again, I'm Jim Barner with Gary Holdy. We've been bringing the 1983 state AA championship game in which the Kelso Highlanders downed the Sedro Woolley Cubs 28-7. It's been an exciting year. We've been glad to be with you. Hopefully, Gary and myself will be back next year to cover the 1984 season. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.